I'm hacking my way through a video game, and it actually works too well. I groan at my screen. 200 tries. 200 losses. The boss just won't die. My name is Su Dong. I'm 30 years old, and I work too much. After college, I thought my parents' connections would get me an easy job until retirement. Then the pandemic hit, my company folded, and now I work brutal hours at a new job. The only fun I get is gaming on weekends. I love single-player games. They're my escape since I'm not great with people. Right now I'm stuck on floor 90 of a game called Dungeon and Adventurer. The boss here is a fire demon with crazy magic and physical resistance. My character just isn't strong enough. I check my stats. Level, 90 HP, 80,000 MP, 18,000 strength, 8,000 constitution, 7,000 agility, 6,500 intelligence, 8,000 spirit, 7,200, not bad, I mutter. This is already top-tier power, but it's not enough. So I do something I've been thinking about for a while. I download a cheat program from a sketchy website. When I open it, I almost laugh. It's so simple. Just click a button and change any number you want. HP, MP, strength, everything. I multiply it all by 10. Yeah, this should do it, I say, grinning at my new stats. Since I'm already cheating, why stop there? I multiply my crystal coins and items by 102. When I check my storage, I can't believe my eyes. Millions and billions of coins. Tens of thousands of rare potions. Mountains of rare materials I used to dream about. Man, why did I wait so long to do this? I laugh. No more waiting. I jump straight back into the fight on floor 90. I blast through monster after monster like they're nothing. My new power is terrifying. Within minutes, I'm standing in front of the fire demon boss. The second the fight starts, I fire off my strongest skill, a giant tidal wave spell. It crashes down like a tsunami and kills the boss in one hit. This cheat is way too strong, I say, amazed at myself. Let's see what loot it dropped. Then my screen explodes with light. A blinding glow fills the room, and I have to shut my eyes. What's happening? I shout, reaching for the power cord. But before I can pull it, the light wraps around me like it's alive. Everything goes dark. When the light fades, the room is empty. My chair still rocks gently in front of an empty desk. I'm gone. My head hurts so bad. I open my eyes slowly and find myself lying in a field. I stand up, still dizzy from whatever just happened. All around me is green grass, and the wind feels real on my skin. This isn't a dream, I say. Dreams don't feel this real. With all my years reading novels, I guess what's going on right away. I got pulled into another world. But is this a game world, or a real new world? My game never had open fields like this. And if it's not the game, why do I still have a status panel? I check it. Name, Su Dong class, Magic Swordsman power rank. Power. No numbers. No stats like before. Just question marks. This is strange. If I transferred into the game, why does my panel look different? And if I didn't, why do I still have my skills and storage from the game? Does this have something to do with my cheat? I wonder. Suddenly, I feel the air around me twisting and warping. The weird energy is coming from me. It's like a huge power inside me is leaking out, too strong to hold in, and it's bending the space for almost a mile around. I look down and see a dozen dead rabbit-like creatures near me. They must have died just from being close to this pressure. I have a bad feeling this is from the stats I cheated earlier. I need to fix this fast. I open my storage and dig through my huge pile of items until I find a ring, the Ring of Suppression. It's a mythic-grade item I paid real money for in the game. It can raise my full stats by 20% or lower them. Players use the lower function for special challenges, like fighting weak monsters without one-shotting them by accident. Why would the game even need this? Oh well, good thing I have it now. The nice part is, even if I get killed while suppressed, my real power kicks back in and I won't actually die. I think about how to turn it on, and just like with my panel, I try thinking the command instead of clicking. It works. Numbers float above the ring. 0.01%, 0.1%, 1%, 2%, 5%, 10%, 20%, 50%, 80%, 100%, 120%. I pick the lowest one, 0.01%. Right away, I feel the warping air calm down. The world stops twisting. I check my panel again. Name, Su Dong class, Magic Swordsman power rank. B rank 10-star power, 12,000, so it really was my stats causing that. I say. But what does 12,000 power even mean here? I have nothing to compare it to. I look at the dead rabbits nearby and decide to test a skill. I try, Eye of God, my mythic grade skill that can see the true nature of anything. Skill failed. You are currently suppressed to B rank. Please use a skill at or below B rank. Huh? Skills have rank limits now? In the game, I could use anything I learned. I shrug it off and try a B rank skill instead, called Appraisal. I pointed at a dead rabbit. Horned rabbit. Deceased horn can be used for alchemy. Meat is edible. Good. B rank works fine. I try pulling the rabbit body into my storage with my mind, and it works perfectly. I check my coin balance in storage too. 85 million radiant coins, 200 million platinum coins, 500 million gold coins, 3.3 billion silver coins, 20 million copper coins. Same numbers as before, my cheat carried over completely. In my game, coins worked as both money and fuel for gear and magic items. I don't know yet if they'll work the same way here, but at least I'm not starting from zero. I open my skill list. Along with my 600 game skills, I see one new talent skill called Transcendent. Description: explore this world. Slowly uncover the truth. Function: no active ability yet. Not helpful. I move on. Then I realize something embarrassing. Because it was summer and I didn't want to pay for AC, I was gaming in just my underwear with a fan on. That's literally all I'm wearing right now. Red shorts. Nothing else. Great. I look like a pervert who fell out of the sky. I groan. Lucky for me, nobody's around. I quickly dig through storage and find a fancy outfit. Black coat and pants with a white shirt underneath, kind of like old European nobility. No stat boost, but at least I look normal now instead of naked. I also grab a silver longsword and strap it to my waist. Once I'm dressed, I start running, with no real direction, just trying to find someone, anyone, who can tell me where I am. I'm shocked at how fast I'm moving. With my 12,000 power, I'm running about 150 kilometers per hour, as fast as a car at full speed. As I run, I spot strange animals everywhere. Rabbits with horns, snakes with wings, leopards with 6 legs, blobs of wobbling jelly that I'm guessing are slimes. I stop to check one out with appraisal. Green slime. Rank G, 3-star, power, 3. A weak grass-eating monster that spits acid when threatened. That's surprisingly weak. Guess my 12,000 power is actually strong here. I check a few more creatures, all just as weak, and feel pretty satisfied with myself. After running for about 10 minutes, I finally spot a dirt road, just wide enough for 2 cars. I jog up to it and stop, unsure which way to go. That's when I notice a horse carriage rolling slowly toward me from the west. The carriage rolls closer. It's a simple wooden cart pulled by 2 big horses, driven by a man in rough clothes with a cloth wrapped around his head. He stops when he sees me, probably caught off guard by my fancy noble outfit. "Hello, can I help you with something?" the driver asks. Right then, I hear a system voice in my head. My talent skill, Transcendent, just activated its first function, Universal Language of Gods and Demons. The driver is speaking a language I've never heard before, but somehow I understand every word. So that's what the talent skill does, I think. It must turn on when I hear a foreign language. There might be more hidden functions too. "Hello, sir. I'm lost. Could you tell me where the nearest city is?" I ask politely. "Head east, about half an hour by carriage, and you'll reach Grassland Town. West is much farther. You'd have to cross the whole grassland. About 3 days to reach Starlight City." I think it over. Talking to people here isn't a problem at all. That's a relief. Since I ended up here by accident, my best move is to find a place to stay and learn about this world. I still need to figure out why I got pulled here and how to get back. Honestly, when I first arrived, I felt a little excited. No more brutal 996 work schedule, no more pointless busy work. Maybe I could find something meaningful to do here instead, travel around, see new sights. But then I think of my parents back home, still alive and waiting for me. They raised me and took care of me my whole life. I have to go back for them eventually, I decide. But since I'm already here, I might as well explore a bit. Think of it like a working vacation. I'll look for a way home while I check this place out. Thank you. I'd like to head to Grassland Town first, I say with a smile. Then a voice comes from inside the carriage. A middle-aged man's voice. "Don't mind riding along with us? Thank you so much. That would be great." I say, grateful. Lucky timing. Meeting someone friendly right away. I can pick his brain about this world too. Before getting in, I quietly use appraisal on the driver and his horse, just to be safe. Name, Shurjun class, Hunter power rank. F rank 5-star power, 15.7 monster, Swift horsepower rank. F rank 10-star power, 28 common low-level beast found across this continent. Good stamina, gentle, can be tamed. Nothing to worry about there. With my power level, nobody here could actually hurt me even if they wanted to. I climb into the carriage. Inside sits a bald, chubby, middle-aged man with a little mustache, wearing a thick brown linen robe that can't quite hide his beer belly. Looks like a merchant. I check him too. Name, Guduo class. Mage power rank. C rank 8-star power. 2045. Whoa, way stronger than he looks. Definitely stronger than that hunter outside, I think. Guess you really can't judge people by appearance. Hello, I'm Guduo, a merchant. You, young noble, are you in some kind of trouble? Not many people pass through here, he asks, curious. Hello, Mr. Guduo. Just call me Sudong. I reply politely, scrambling to think up a believable story. I obviously can't just say, I got cheated into another world through a video game. I'm from a city far in the south. I made an enemy of some powerful people, got framed, and had to run for my life. Assassins chased me, and I ended up lost in this grassland. I lie with a straight face. Oh, how unlucky for you. Did you really cross the Mesopotamia plains from Nanshan City in the south? Guduo asks, sounding doubtful. I think so. Actually, I'm not even sure. A mage cursed me along the way, and now I can't remember much. All I could think about was running. I keep digging myself deeper. Guduo, a sharp businessman with years of experience, clearly doesn't buy any of it. A curse that wipes memory would require S-rank skill at least, and he's never even heard of such a thing. Also, crossing from Nanshan City would mean crossing the Alber Mountains, which are far too steep and high to cross. They're basically the natural border of the whole country. But Guduo has his own rule. Everyone has secrets and hard times, and the less he knows, the safer he is. I see. Well, I truly hope you escape your troubles. May the gods watch over you, he says politely. Thank you, Mr. Guduo. Actually, the curse made me forget even the basic facts about this world. Could you teach me a few things? I ask, a little embarrassed. I'm usually an honest, shy guy who never lies, but 7 or 8 years of work experience taught me how to talk to people, at least. Guduo looks surprised, maybe a bit annoyed, but his years as a merchant taught him to help strangers in trouble when he can, and not pry into things that aren't his business. My request seems harmless enough, just basic world knowledge. So during the ride, Guduo patiently explains everything to me. This world runs a lot like my old game, Dungeon and Adventurer. Crystal coins are the backbone of everything here too. There are dungeons everywhere, full of monsters. Killing them drops crystal stones, and sometimes materials, gear, or magic items too. Crystal stones come in 5 types: copper, silver, gold, platinum, and radiant. You can't use raw crystal stones directly. You have to take them to a bank to refine them into usable crystal coins. All gear and most magic items need crystal coins as fuel to actually work. The exchange rate matches my game exactly. 1 radiant coin equals 100 platinum coins equals 10,000 gold coins equals 1 million silver coins equals 100 million copper coins. But unlike the game, this world also has an actual surface world, full of countries and monsters living outside of dungeons. Dungeon monsters vanish when killed and drop crystal stones plus loot. But surface monsters don't vanish. You can harvest materials and meat from their bodies, but they never drop crystal stones. Listening to all this, I start building a real picture of how this world works. Interesting, the game never had raw crystal stones. Killing monsters just dropped coins directly. No refining needed, I think to myself. Before long, our carriage reaches the gates of Grassland Town. The carriage stops at the town gate. 2 guards walk over to check everyone's ID. I step out and look around. The town is surrounded by a wooden fence, with a thick gate about 3 meters tall, plus simple wooden watchtowers inside. I check out the guards too. They wear studded leather armor with capes, riding pants, leather helmets with iron frames, and grayish swords on their belts. Curious, I run appraisal on one of them. Name, Zhongxin class, warrior power rank. E rank 5-star power, 70. Even the town guard is way weaker than Guduo. I think. Guess Duo's actually pretty strong around here. I checked the second guard too, same kind of numbers. Duo steps out to talk with the guards. He hands over a copper-looking card with his name and a number engraved on the front and some magic symbols on the back. The guard places it on a stone slab near the gate, and a glowing image pops up showing Duo's face, name, ID number, and power level. Everything checks out, and they hand the card back. Then it's my turn. Oh no, they have ID cards here too. I panic internally. I need an excuse, fast. Hello, sir. I'm traveling from the south. I lost my ID card on the road. I say with an awkward smile. Losing your card is a real problem. This town can't issue a new one. You need to go to the nearest city, Starlight City, the guard says. Let this young man through. I can vouch he's not a bad person, Duo cuts in confidently. All right then. Since Merchant Duo is vouching for you, just register your name and pay a 10 silver coin deposit. But don't stay in this town too long. Get to Starlight City soon to replace your card, the guard says. Understood. Thank you so much, Mr. Duo, I say gratefully, handing over the coins. After registering my name, we finally walk into Grassland Town. Inside, the place really feels like a fantasy world. Lots of wooden houses, some built from sandstone and limestone. Vendors line the streets selling fruit and daily goods, all shouting to attract customers. Most people on the street dress pretty normal, casual clothes, jeans even. Others wear armor or cloaks, carrying swords, daggers, or bows. I even spot people with cat ears and tails, and some short folks under a meter tall. Those must be the beast folk and dwarves from the novels, I think. Eyes wide. I've seen them plenty in games and anime, but seeing the real thing is still kind of amazing. Grassland Town has about 50,000 residents. Small, but it's got everything a town needs: adventurers guild, bank, inns, restaurants, a small clinic. There's also a market here, but the goods are low quality, sometimes fake. I wouldn't recommend buying anything there, Duo explains. I came here mainly to buy raw materials. This town's special product is green slime mucus. It's great for shampoo, very popular stuff. Well, this is where we part ways, he continues. It's getting late too, and I already have a house here. You should find an inn. Walk forward about 100 meters, turn left. There's one called Grassland Cat Inn. Good reputation, good food too. Here, take my letter of introduction. I have a bit of a name around here, so they won't bother checking your ID card if you show this. And seriously, get to Starlight City soon for a new card. This time the guards gave me a favor because I know the mayor. You might not be so lucky next time. Thank you so much, Mr. Duo. I really appreciate everything, I say, taking the letter. People in this world are actually pretty kind, I think. After saying goodbye, I follow his directions to the Grassland Cat Inn. It's built from oak-like wood, with a sign showing the inn's name and a cat paw print underneath. 3 floors, with the front desk and dining area on the first floor. It's not mealtime yet, so the place is mostly empty, just a couple tables with people drinking and chatting. Hello, Mr. Duo sent me here. Here's his letter. I'd like a single room for tonight, I tell the person at the front desk. Sent by Uncle Duo, meow. Okay, meow, we have plenty of rooms right now. 3rd floor, okay, meow, the front desk worker says, taking my letter. I take a closer look at her. White cat ears on top of her head, short brown wavy hair, big blue eyes, a delicate face with a few freckles, maybe 16 or 17 years old, kind of playful and cute. She's wearing a white dress, and underneath it, a white tail that keeps swishing back and forth. Ahem. Yes, that's fine, I say, face turning red. I'm 30 years old, and somehow getting flustered over a teenage girl. I quietly use appraisal on her out of curiosity. Name, bilingual class, none power rank. G rank 3-star power. 3. Okay, meow. A standard single room is 1 silver coin a night, meow. Bath service is an extra 20 copper coins, meow. We also serve dinner tonight. Today's special is pork chop set meal with a drink. Only 50 copper coins, meow. Sounds good. I'll take the bath and dinner too. How does bathing work here? I ask, handing over 170 copper coins. This is a small village, meow. We don't have city-style bathhouses. We'll bring you a big wooden tub, fill it with water, and heat it with a hot stone. You can soak in that, meow. We also provide a towel, shampoo, and body wash, meow. She answers carefully, taking my 2 silver coins. Great. I like to take a bath first then, Please, I say, feeling oddly happy about getting an actual hot bath. Most Isekai heroes never get this lucky, usually stuck roughing it. Looks like this world is more developed than I expected, not dirty or run down at all. Okay, meow. I'll take you upstairs first and bring the tub up after, meow. Oh, and you can just call me Lingling, meow, she says, looping her arm through mine as she leads me up the stairs, her little nose sniffing at me now and then, her chest occasionally brushing against my arm. I go stiff with embarrassment. 30 years old, and I've never even held a girl's hand before. This is a lot for me to handle. I stay quiet, trying to look calm, and follow her up the stairs. Lingling leads me up to the second room on the left of the third floor. It's small, maybe 20 square meters, but spotless. There's a wooden bed, a wooden table, a little stool, and a few glowing stones on the wall for light. This is your room, meow. The bath happens here too. I'll go get things ready, meow, she says. Lingling, quick question. Do you run this whole inn by yourself? Where's your family? I ask. No, meow. Mother's in the kitchen making dinner. Father's out back cutting up the porcupine he hunted today. I'm just helping out with guests, meow, she says cheerfully, then heads out to grab bath supplies. I lie on the bed and stare at the ceiling, thinking things over. It's been less than a day since I got here, and it still feels like a dream. From talking with Lingling, I figure out that 1 copper coin is roughly worth 1 yuan back home. That deposit at the gate, 10 silver coins, wasn't cheap at all. Back home, that would have been like handing someone a hefty bribe. With the crazy amount of coins I'm sitting on, I'd better not throw money around carelessly, or I might actually crash this town's economy. I'll enjoy myself, sure, but I'll keep it low-key. This world is nothing like my game. There's a whole surface world outside the dungeons, and the people here feel real, not like lifeless NPCs. Everyone has their own personality. If I want to solve the mystery of how I got here and find a way home, I'm guessing I'll need to dive into a real dungeon eventually. Tomorrow morning I'll check the Adventurers Guild, I decide. Maybe they'll have some leads. With this much money, I could live like a king here. I know my power level basically makes me unstoppable in this world, but I'm not interested in fighting and showing off. I just want a quiet, comfortable, rich life, dungeons aside. Suddenly the door opens. Lingling walks in carrying a big wooden tub in one arm and a bag in the other, full of disposable towels, shampoo, body wash, and other stuff. She sets the tub down, then pulls out a goatskin water pouch covered in strange carved patterns. She opens it and pours water straight into the tub, and the water just keeps flowing out, way more than such a small pouch should ever hold, until the tub is about 70% full. Then she takes out a palm-sized stone with a little slot in it, drops a copper coin inside, and a clear shield forms over the slot. She tosses the stone into the tub, and steam slowly starts rising as the water heats up. I'm honestly stunned watching all this. A pouch the size of 500 milliliters somehow holding a whole tub of water, and a rock that heats water just by feeding it coins. Are these things really that magical? I've never seen anything like this, I admit, a little embarrassed. Meow? You've never seen these before, meow? They're just everyday items, meow, Lingling says, confused, then explains patiently. This pouch is made from 4-horned goat leather, meow. The leather is great for alchemy, carved with magic patterns to hold way more space than it looks, meow, but it can't hold anything alive, meow. That other thing is a heating stone, meow, made from heat stone and star marrow stone. The star marrow turns coin energy into heat. The heat stone absorbs it and passes the heat into the water, meow. I'm amazed listening to this. So many things this world has that my game never did. I make a mental note to buy some magic items along my journey and study them properly. By the time I finish thinking, the water's ready. Lingling pulls out a long pair of tongs from behind her back and lifts the heating stone out. Bath's ready, meow. I'm honestly stunned again. I didn't even notice she had giant tongs strapped to her back this whole time. Thanks, I say with an awkward smile, hinting that she can leave now. Strange guest, meow. You really are powerful, meow, Lingling says, suddenly leaning in close, eyes shut, sniffing me carefully, tail swishing nonstop. Do I smell weird or something? I ask, blushing as she leans in. Not that kind of smell, meow. It's you that's strange, meow, she giggles. I don't smell anything weird on myself. Even if I did, it'll be gone after the bath anyway, I say, lifting my arm to sniff my own armpit. Nothing unusual. Not that kind of smell, meow. Oh well, meow. I'll tell you since Uncle Guduo sent you here, meow. I have a talent skill called Finra's Nose. It lets me smell a special scent on people, meow, and from that I can tell their power level and personality, meow, she says proudly, puffing out her chest a little. Guest, your power is B rank 10-star, meow. Your personality, humble, mixed with a gentle scent, meow, she says, reading me out loud. I'm honestly impressed. She nailed it exactly. I have a talent skill too, but I still know so little about this world. Let me pump her for more info, I think. You're awfully casual telling a stranger about your talent skill. Aren't you worried I might be a bad person? I ask, putting on a slightly sly tone, hoping to fish out more info. Not worried, meow. Your scent doesn't smell like a bad person, meow. Plus, Uncle Guduo probably already checked you with his talent skill. Eyes of good and evil, meow. He can read someone's morality score, meow. So no need to trick this cat, meow. I wouldn't have told you all this if I thought you were bad, meow. Lingling explains seriously, completely unfazed by my fake threat. I'm just curious about you, meow. You're the strongest guest I've ever met, meow. Couldn't help wanting to know more, meow, she says, staring at me, white tail swaying. All right then, let me just ask directly. Can you tell me more about talent skills? Here's 5 silver coins as payment, I say, clearing my throat to cover my embarrassment, pulling out the coins. Okay, meow. A small number of people are born with talent skills. The Church of Holy Light says it's a gift from the heavens, meow. There are tons of different kinds, varies by person. Some are combat type, some support type, some lifestyle type, meow. Combat ones boost your power with certain weapons, meow. Support ones might boost healing effects, meow. Lifestyle ones might increase crop yields, meow. Her eyes light up at the sight of the coins. That's basically a month's allowance for her. So she explains everything carefully. Okay, I get the idea of talent skills now between you and Guduo. But wouldn't your nose and his morality detection conflict sometimes? Like, if I'm humble, wouldn't that just mean I'm automatically not a bad person? I ask. There's a difference, meow. Someone with a nasty personality might just be petty about small things, not actually evil, meow. And someone gentle might be forced into doing bad things, meow. Uncle Guduo's eyes only show good and bad deeds, not personality, meow. Mine's the opposite, meow, she explains, eyes still glued to the coins in my hand. Got it. One last question. You're what, 16, 17? Calling me young mister seems a bit much. I'm basically double your age. You should probably call me uncle instead, I say, a little confused, figuring she's just being polite. Guest, you only look about 4 or 5 years older than me, meow. Did training mess with your head, meow? She says, pulling out a small mirror and holding it up to my face. I look at my reflection and I'm shocked. I look so much younger, like maybe 20 years old. My face is sharper, cleaner lines, better proportioned features. My body looks leaner and more toned too, the kind of build people dream about. This must be another effect from my power level. I think, a little annoyed. If I'd looked like this back home, maybe I wouldn't have struck out on every single blind date. Here, this is your reward. Just keep my secret, okay? I say, handing over the 5 silver coins as promised. Got it, meow? Not a word, meow. Lingling says excitedly, tail wagging as she takes the coins. She's clearly curious why someone this powerful knows so little about basic stuff, but she's polite enough not to push further. After she leaves, I strip down and finally soak in the tub. After my bath, I head downstairs. It's nearly dinner time, and the dining hall is almost full, people already eating. Lingling's busy carrying plates around. I find an empty seat, and before I even say anything, she rushes over. Guest, just a moment, meow, dinner's coming right up. Meow, she's clearly eager to serve me well. Soon she brings out the pork chop set. Crispy golden pork chop glazed in amber fat and a thick black pepper sauce, smelling of smoky wood. Pale yellow noodles topped with ham slices and garlic, and a cloudy orange drink in a wooden cup. Looks like some kind of orange juice. I cut into the pork chop with the wooden utensils and take a big bite, tender meat with that rich pepper kick. Then I gulp down the drink, tangy like orange juice, and surprisingly good. Can I get another one? I call out, finishing the first plate fast. I haven't eaten anything since I got here, and honestly, the food in this world is way better than I expected. After dinner, I head back to my room. The bath stuff is already cleared away. I lie down on the bed. The rough linen sheets aren't the most comfortable, but I'm exhausted enough not to care, and soon I drift off to sleep. The next morning, I grab a quick breakfast for 10 copper coins and head to the Adventurers Guild. The guild building sits in the center of town, made from sandstone-like material, 2 floors tall, with a wooden sign reading, Adventurers Guild, Grassland Town Branch. I push the door open and look around. The hall has just a few tables, all packed with people. Most wear armor and carry weapons, clearly adventurers. A crowd gathers around a wooden board on the right wall, covered in papers listing different jobs. People are checking today's postings, and a few are already tearing off slips and heading to the counter. At the back, there's a counter with 3 windows. 2 have lines for accepting jobs, turning in completed ones, and collecting rewards. The 3rd window is empty, marked for inquiries. I walk straight there. Hi, can I ask some questions here? I say to the receptionist. Of course. You look new. Are you looking to register as an adventurer? She asks politely. Yes, and I'd also like to know where the nearest dungeon is. I'd like to check it out, I say. Ah, I see. There's no dungeon near Grassland Town. The closest one is in Starlight City, the main city nearby. Adventurers around here mostly hunt low-level monsters or gather herbs. You'd also need to go to Starlight City to officially register as an adventurer, she explains. Got it. What are the requirements to become an adventurer? And what are the benefits? I ask. First, you need an ID card. Second, your power rank needs to reach F rank to unlock a class. Adventurers have a lot of freedom. They can explore dungeons in any country and pick up jobs from the guild. It's risky work, but it pays well, so most strong people choose this path. Also, if a country or city faces a major disaster, adventurers are expected to help out, with extra pay for that too, she answers. Can you explain power ranks and classes in more detail? I ask. Sure. Power ranks go F, E, D, C, B, A, S. Technically, there's a G rank too. A normal adult man has about 5 power. That's G rank 5-star. Once training pushes your power to 10, you break into F rank 1-star, about double a normal man's strength. Reaching F rank is also when your class awakens. From F rank 1-star onward, each star adds roughly 10% power. Every rank except G has 10 stars. Going from F rank 10-star to E rank 1-star doubles your power outright, a huge jump. But ranking up is much harder than star and G up. Becoming an adventurer already puts you above most people. Most adventurers sit in F, E, or D rank. Reaching C rank means you're a battle-hardened veteran. B rank takes real natural talent, not just hard work. A rank usually requires special bloodline. And S rank is national-level power. Only the rarest geniuses reach it, strong enough to wipe out a small city. Even outside adventuring, countries fight over S-rank people, she explains enthusiastically. Classes split into 6 main types: warrior, paladin, mage, rogue, hunter, priest, plus a rare 7th, magic swordsman. Warriors are frontline fighters, balanced attack and defense. Paladins are tanks, high constitution, great defense. Mages are AoE damage, high intelligence, area spells. Rogues are scouts, high agility, fast movement, and attack speed. Hunters are ranged damage, bow or crossbow users, high attack and decent agility. Priests are healers and support, high spirit, healing, and buffs. Magic swordsman combines the strengths of all of them, very well-rounded. But almost nobody awakens this class. It's incredibly rare. Is there anything above S rank? I ask, curious. Yes. Above S there's epic, legendary, and mythic, but those are nation-ending level. I don't know much about them myself. How do people actually raise their power rank? I ask, trying to figure out if this matches my old game. Usually by clearing dungeons and killing monsters for experience. Once you gain enough, you level up or star up, boosting your stats. Stronger monsters give more experience. Even support roles, buffing, tanking, healing, earn experience too. The stat boosted depends on class. Warriors get balanced strength, constitution, and agility. Paladins mainly constitution, mages mainly intelligence, hunters mainly strength, rogues mainly agility, priests mainly spirit. Though paladins focus on constitution, an F-rank paladin's constitution might still be lower than an E rank of any other class. Rank matters more than class focus, she adds. You can also gain experience killing monsters outside dungeons, but only if they're strong enough. Weak ones give nothing. If your power's too low for that, you can train manually too. Sword practice, weighted running. Just less efficient than fighting monsters. Power rank also affects what skills, gear, and items you can use. You need the matching rank to use matching gear. As for learning skills, other than talent skills, you only get new ones by ranking up. Going from F to E usually unlocks at least one E rank skill. Even a regular person hitting F rank instantly learns at least one F rank skill. Sometimes skills come from years of accumulated combat experience instead. She finishes patiently. Listening to all this, I start piecing together how this world really works. Combat strength here is mainly shown through a single power number, with strength, constitution, intelligence, agility, and spirit underneath. But unlike my game, there's no visible stat sheet breaking it all down. Also, my game let you learn skills from skill books that dropped from monsters. This world has no skill books at all, only rank ups or years of battle experience. Even with skill books in my game, the drop rate was basically 0. A year of playing, and I only ever got 3, and all low-level ones. Everything else I had to pay real money for, I think, remembering how I scrimped for 3 months just to afford the useful skills for my character. Was there anything else you wanted to ask? The receptionist asks, noticing I've zoned out. Oh no, that's all. Thank you. I say, snapping back. No problem. Come find me again if you need anything, she says with a smile. I leave the guild and walk through the busy streets of Grassland Town, going over everything I've learned these past 2 days. Getting an ID card, registering as an adventurer, finding a dungeon, it all comes back to one place. Time to head to Starlight City, I decide. I head back to the inn, planning to say goodbye to Ling Ling and head out. She's lounging at the front desk, tail swishing happily, clearly excited about something. A middle-aged cat woman, maybe 35, stands behind the counter wiping things down. Brown hair pinned up, white cat ears poking through, a bit heavy-set, with a face that shows years gone by but still hints at real beauty in her younger days. That must be Ling Ling's mom. Ling Ling, if you're going to slack off, at least don't get in my way while doing it, the mother scolds. Mom, I'm just excited about my new life starting tomorrow, meow, Ling Ling says, sitting up and sticking her tongue out playfully. You know you're leaving tomorrow, go pack already, her mom says, though there's clear reluctance in her eyes. Her daughter's leaving home tomorrow, and despite all the nagging, it's obvious she'll miss her. Got it, meow. Already packed once this morning, just gonna double check, meow, Ling Ling says lazily. Hello, I'd like to check out, I say, walking up to the counter. It's the weird but super strong guest, meow. Why leave so early, meow? Ling Ling pouts, looking a little sad to see me go. Ling Ling, don't be rude to guests, her mother snaps, smacking her on the head. Ow, meow. Sorry, meow, Ling Ling whines, rubbing her head. Sorry about that. My daughter doesn't know how to behave sometimes, the mother says, embarrassed. It's fine, really. Honestly, her being this lively just makes her more endearing, I say politely, glancing at Ling Ling. She blushes a little at that. The weird guest just called me cute, meow, Ling Ling mutters, a little shy, covering her reddening face. I'm honestly surprised. This overly friendly girl can actually get shy. Though I'm a little annoyed. She took my hush money yesterday and basically spilled everything to her mom today anyway. Oh ho, my mischievous Ling Ling, blushing now, her mom teases. And no, I'm not. Meow, Ling Ling fires back weakly, face completely red, like she's been caught. Guest, you still haven't answered my question, meow, Ling Ling pouts again. Just call me Su Dong. The guest thing feels weird. I'm heading to Starlight City today to sort out my ID card, so I came to say goodbye, I explain, scratching my head. Meow? Starlight City, meow? Ling Ling perks up immediately. It feels like fate to her, someone this young and this strong. She's already had a few daydreams about me. Then I'll call you Big Brother Su Dong, meow? Big Brother Su Dong. I'm actually heading to Starlight City myself tomorrow, meow. Want to travel together, meow? You're going there too? What a coincidence. What's the occasion? I ask, curious. Since Guduo sent you our way, I'll just tell you. Ling Ling has a rare talent skill, really useful to the Knights of Starlight City. They invited her to join last year, but her father and I turned it down since she was still a minor and it's risky work, her mother explains. Today she just turned 16, she's an adult now. The Knights are sending someone to pick her up tomorrow. That's right, meow. Today's actually my birthday, meow. I'm officially an adult now, meow, Lingling says proudly, puffing out her chest a little. Guest, Lingling mentioned you're quite strong yourself, and you're heading the same way. Would you mind waiting one more day and traveling with her? Safety in numbers, the mother asks. Lingling's eyes go a little watery, staring at me hopefully. Looking at her pleading face, I can't really say no. Plus, traveling with someone who knows the way saves me the trouble of getting lost. All right, I don't mind the company, I say. Yay, meow. Lingling jumps up, thrilled. Thank you so much. As thanks, today's room and meals are on the house, the mother offers with a smile. No need, really. Running is small and isn't easy, and I'm basically hitching a free ride with the Knights anyway. Please, take the payment, it'll bother me otherwise, I say, handing over 2 silver coins. She accepts after my explanation. All right then, I'll throw in extra food at dinner as thanks. Big brother Sudong. It's still early, meow. Want to check out the market with me, meow? It's pretty lively, meow, Lingling asks cheerfully. Sure, I could use a look around anyway, I say. Since it's her birthday, walking around with her seems fine, and I can shop a bit too. Grassland Town doesn't have many real shops. Most trading happens at the market. Stalls everywhere selling clothes, jewelry, food, the whole place buzzing with energy. Lingling loops her arm through mine, wearing a blue linen dress, beaming with youthful energy. I have to admit, she's pretty charming. Being young really is something, I think. If I were 10 years younger, who knows, maybe I'd actually fall for her. Big brother Sudong. Is there anything you want to buy, meow? Lingling asks, tilting her head up at me. She's only 158 centimeters tall, while I'm now 178 centimeters here. Used to be 175 centimeters back home. Guess my appearance changed a bit too after crossing over. I'm thinking about getting some new clothes. Any idea where? I ask. My game outfit is way too flashy. Even the normal stuff makes me look like nobility. I want to blend in more. Clothes, meow. Most stalls here only sell rough linen. Really uncomfortable, meow. For better fabric you'd need the town shop, but the clothing shop's closed today, meow, Lingling says, recalling we walked past it earlier and it was shut. No worries, I'll just buy in Starlight City, I say with a sigh, thinking about the rough bedsheets at the inn. Rough clothes sound just as bad. Big brother Sudong. Look, meow. What's this, meow? Lingling suddenly dashes to a stall across the way, eyes sparkling at all the hair accessories on display. Big brother Sudong. Does this look good, meow? She asks, holding up a cat paw-shaped hairpin against her bangs. The silver pin actually suits her really well, gives her a bit of a charming look. It looks great. Really suits you. Excuse me, how much for this? I asked the stall owner, looking at her fondly, half wishing I really were 10 years younger so I could actually pursue her. This one's part mithril, quite valuable, 20 silver coins, the owner says, holding up fingers. Meow? That's so expensive, meow. Never mind then, meow, Lingling says, ears drooping, a little disappointed. 20 silver coins is way more than her whole month's allowance. If it suits you this well, just take it, my treat. I'll buy it, I say, handing over 20 silver coins to the owner. That's too much, meow. It's way too pricey, meow. Lingling protests, a little flustered. It's your birthday today, isn't it? Consider it my gift, I say with a smile, handing her the hairpin. Then, okay, meow. Thank you, meow, she says, taking it with slightly trembling hands, face lighting up with a beautiful smile. She glances up at me shyly, eyes soft and a little bashful, clearly something stirring inside her. We spend the rest of the day wandering and snacking, though the market doesn't really have anything else I need. Before we know it, evening rolls around, and we head back to the inn together. Night falls over Grassland Town, a thin silver moon lighting up the quiet streets. I lie in bed, tossing and turning, unable to sleep. This rough bedding is killing me. Should have bought better cloth at the market this morning, I mutter, getting up to use the bathroom. The room has a small bathroom in the corner, just a simple wooden screen around a basic setup, a square toilet, a water pouch, and rough toilet paper. This world has no plumbing or electricity. The toilet uses goat leather storage that needs emptying by the local sanitation office, and water comes from streams, wells, or a water authority in bigger cities. No electricity either. Everything magical just runs on crystal coins. At least they have toilet paper here, even if it's rough, I think. Finishing up. This world really is a strange mix. Sun, moon, days and years all feel normal, like Earth. Monsters are basically just animals. Half the stuff feels like my world and a game got mashed together, I think, washing my hands with water from the pouch. People look different here too. Lingling looks more Asian. Guduo looks more Middle Eastern. Guess there's diversity in races here too, I think. Walking to the window, staring up at the moon. Then someone knocks on my door. Who is it? I call out. Hey there, traveler. I'm the owner of this inn, and Lingling's father. Got a minute to talk? A deep voice says, sounds like a big middle-aged man. Sure, 1 second. I say, curious why he's here so late. I open the door to find a massive, muscular man, about 1.95 m tall, sharp eyes, a scar across his left eye like an old blade wound. Same white cat ears and tail as Lingling. He's wearing a short-sleeve cotton shirt, blue jeans, and flip-flops. Is this really another world? I think, a little amused by the casual look. Mind joining me for a drink downstairs? He asks. Love to, I say, looking up at this giant of a man. His size alone is intimidating, but I figure a drink won't hurt since I can't sleep anyway. We sit at a table in the empty first-floor hall. 2 oak cups, an oak barrel of wine, and 2 plates of peanuts on the table. Since this is just a small frontier town, the inn's pretty basic. Sorry about the bedding and toilet paper, must have been rough on you, he says, scratching the back of his head, a little embarrassed. It's fine, really. If anything, I'm the one causing trouble for you all, I say politely. Glad you understand. Here, try this, our family's homemade honey wine, kind of our specialty, he says, taking a sip first. Thanks, I say, taking a sip too. Not bad at all, sir. Spicy kick from the alcohol mixed with sweet honey, nice aftertaste too, I say, genuinely impressed. Right? Since retiring, this drink's basically my only hobby left. Name's Bai Tsong. Just call me Uncle Bai or Uncle Tsong, he says warmly. Got it, Uncle Tsong. What did you do before retiring? I ask with a smile. I used to be an adventurer. Don't let the innkeeper look fool you. I was a B-rank adventurer back in the day, he says proudly. I'm honestly stunned. Didn't expect Lingling's dad to have been an adventurer. I quietly run appraisal on him. Name, Bai Tsong class. Hunter power rank. B-rank 2-star power. 5,500. I have to catch my breath a little. 5,500 power, the strongest human I've appraised since arriving here. So why'd you stop, Uncle Tsong? Doesn't B-rank pay better than running an inn? I ask, confused. Of course it does. Not counting expenses, a B-rank adventurer earns about 100 gold a month. Way more than this little inn brings in. He laughs, then his mood drops. I stopped because the job's just too dangerous. I used to be pretty well known, had a whole crew of guys I trusted with my life. We cleared dungeons together, took on monster hunting jobs, he says slowly, taking a long drink. One time, on a nightmare difficulty dungeon run, we accidentally hit a teleport trap. 6 of us got teleported from floor 1 straight to floor 6. That floor was way above our level, all A-rank monsters. 4 of them surrounded us immediately, lion-shaped beasts with snake heads for tails. We couldn't even break through their defenses. It turned into a slaughter. I watched my friends get torn apart one by one, completely helpless. I'd never felt that hopeless before, he says, his face growing tired just remembering it. By the time it was just me left, I'd basically given up, ready to die. Then I thought of my wife, pregnant with our kid. I couldn't die there. They needed me. That thought alone gave me a burst of strength I'd never had before. I activated every speed skill I had and just ran, somehow escaping, he says, voice rising with emotion, colors slowly returning to his face. I barely made it to the teleport point and got out. 2 other teammates made it back too, waiting anxiously for me. The other 5 never made it home, he continues. Afterward, the 3 of US survivors found the families of the ones we lost, gave them everything we could in compensation. But seeing them cry like that, I felt nothing but guilt. Guilt that I couldn't bring their loved ones home, not even a body to bury, he says, eyes welling up, voice cracking. After that, the 3 of US agreed, no more adventuring. I came to Grassland Town and opened this inn. That trip left more than just scars, he says, pointing to the mark over his eye, left by that lion beast. Uncle Tsong, I'm really sorry to hear that. I hope the rest of your life stays peaceful, I say, genuinely caught off guard by the weight of his story. Thanks. But that's all 16 years behind me now. Me and the other 2 survivors all turned out fine. You actually already met one of them, Guduo, he says, recovering, pulling himself out of the memory. Wait, Guduo? Small world, I say, surprised at how connected everyone I've met turns out to be. Especially after having Lingling, I felt this huge responsibility to keep her safe and happy. But that girl grew up too comfortable, too carefree, always dreaming of adventure. Now the knights want her for her talent, and there's no holding her back. She's grown up, got her own mind now. I can't be selfish and lock her up at home forever, so I'm letting her go. At least knighthood's safer than adventuring, he says, shaking his head with a tired smile. Classic worried dad stuff. It's not a bad thing, going out and growing. You need to experience life to actually grow, I say, trying to comfort him. True, but knighthood still has its risks, dungeon duty, dealing with criminals. I know you're strong, kid. Lingling told me you're even stronger than me. So I want to ask you a favor. If Lingling ever gets into trouble, please lend her a hand. I'll never forget this. Anything you ever need from me, just ask, he says, standing up suddenly and bowing deeply. Uncle Tsang, please don't do that. I really can't accept this kind of gesture, I say, caught off guard, quickly standing to help him back up. I do have my own things to take care of, so I can't always be near her. But I promise you this, if I ever hear she's in danger, I'll go to her as fast as I can, I say. Between Guduo's help and this family's hospitality, it only feels right to do something for them in return. That's more than enough, kid. Thank you so much, he says, bowing his head gratefully. We have a few more drinks after that, and I head back to my room. My high spirit stat must be doing its job. I don't even feel drunk, but the exhaustion from the day catches up fast, and I drift off to sleep almost immediately. Morning light breaks through the clouds over Grassland Town. The streets are already buzzing, the market coming alive. Outside the inn, 5 knights in silver armor show up, each wearing a crescent moon and 4-pointed star emblem, the symbol of the Starlight City Knights. Their leader knocks on the door. Hello, I'm Bai Chushi, captain of the 6th Knight Squad. I'm here to escort Cadet by Lingling to Starlight City. Lingling and I already finished breakfast and have been waiting in the hall. Bai Tsang leads the way to open the door. Standing there is a woman in silver armor, maybe 20 years old, around 170 centimeters tall, sharp, delicate features, deep blue eyes. What stands out most is her pure white ponytail and matching white eyebrows and lashes, like fresh snow. Long time no see, Captain Bai. Sorry to make your team travel so far for my Lingling, Bai Tsang says, bowing slightly. No need to apologize, Senior Bai Tsang. It's us who imposed. The knights really need Lingling's talent. We're grateful you agreed to let her join. Don't worry, we'll protect her and help her become someone great, Bai Chushi replies, bowing back respectfully. Then I'll leave my daughter in your care, Captain, Bai Tsang says with a smile. Lingling pops out from behind her dad and waves at Bai Chushi. Sister Chushi, long time no see, meow? You got even prettier since last year, meow. It really has been a while. You've grown taller, Lingling, and more mature too, Bai Chushi says, smiling slightly. Of course, meow, Lingling says proudly, hands on hips, chest puffed out, then leans in to sniff her. Sister Chushi, you got stronger too, meow. All right, Lingling, mind your manners, Bai Tsang scolds gently, then waves me forward. Captain, let me introduce my friend, Sudong. He lost his ID card for some reason, and he's heading to Starlight City to sort it out. Same direction as you all. Mind if he tags along? Bai Chushi looks me over, average face, but my clothes are old-fashioned and a little too fancy, and the sword at my waist looks expensive. Basically reads as some rich noble kid. Since Senior Bai Tsang's already asked, refusing such a small request would make us look heartless. She agrees, a little reluctantly. Technically not standard procedure, but since Lingling's a priority recruit, the vice captain told them to accommodate reasonable requests, so this is no big deal. Hello, Captain Bai. I'm Sudong. Thanks for letting me tag along. I appreciate it, I say with a smile, reaching out to shake her hand while quietly running appraisal on her. Name, Bai Chushi class, warrior power rank, C rank 9-star power, 2250. She looks young, but she's strong, C rank 9-star. The other 4 knights are only D rank 1 or 2-star. Their horses are about as strong as Guduo, I think, processing the numbers. Don't expect special treatment. Just don't be a burden on the road, Bai Chushi says coldly, completely ignoring my outstretched hand. Her first impression of me isn't great, just some rich kid with connections. I'm left hanging there a bit awkwardly, forcing a smile and lowering my hand slowly. Is this woman always this cold? I grumble internally. But I shrug it off quickly. Whatever, I'll be the bigger person here. Captain, you all rode through the night without rest. Want to stay for breakfast before heading out? Lingling's mother asks, trying to ease the tension. Thank you, but no need. We're used to traveling like this, and we're a bit pressed for time. Starlight City is still half a day away. Getting Lingling there safely comes first, Bai Chushi says, shaking her head politely. Lingling, behave over there. No more mischief. Learn well from Captain Bai, Bai Tsong says, patting her head, voice a little heavy. After all, his little girl is leaving home for the first time. Lingling's mom dabs at tears in the corner with a tissue. Mom, Dad, I'll take care of myself, meow. I'll write letters once I get there, meow. You two take care too, meow, Lingling says, voice cracking, tears finally spilling over. She's always dreamed of seeing the world outside, but now that she's actually leaving, the sadness hits hard anyway. I quietly hand her a tissue, which she takes to wipe her eyes. Honestly, watching this whole scene, I almost teared up myself. I've always been a little sentimental, and this farewell hits close to home. It reminds me of my own parents dropping me off at university back home. After saying goodbye to the Bai family, I join the knights, and we ride out towards Starlight City. Neither Lingling nor I know how to ride, so she rides with Bai Chushi while I ride with one of the other knights. The horses move at a modest pace, around 50 kilometers per hour. It's my first time on a horse, and surprisingly, I don't feel uncomfortable at all, probably another perk of my high power level. Funny how I got all these stats and coins from crossing over, but no actual skills. Horse riding, swordsmanship, none of that just comes with high numbers, I think to myself. Guess I'll need to actually learn some things eventually. This cheat isn't as all-powerful as I thought. About an hour later, we ride into a forest near Starlight City. Since the city's knights use a moon and star emblem, the forest is named Moonstar Forest. Moonstar Forest covers roughly 1,600 square kilometers, home to plenty of monsters, diverse trees, and valuable natural resources like herbs, fruit, and mushrooms. Starlight City protects it as a nature reserve, limiting how much adventurers and civilians can harvest each year to prevent overuse. Right now, we're in the middle of a protection period, so almost no outsiders are allowed in, only government officials on official business. During this period, regular travelers have to go around instead of cutting straight through, even though going through the forest is much faster. There's a narrow path running through the forest, and the knights are riding fast along it. Suddenly, Bai Chushi shouts, "Stop! Something's wrong." She yanks the reins hard, and the horse skids to a halt. The other four riders stop right behind her. She stares at the road ahead, blocked by several huge fallen logs. These weren't here when we passed through at dawn. Something's off, she says, a bad feeling creeping over her. Then, from somewhere in the trees, a low, sinister voice echoes out. He looks like the prey walked right into the trap. A scarred giant of a man steps out of the shadows, laughing darkly. He's about 2 meters tall, built like a tank, 5 or 6 knife scars across his face, a copper-colored greatsword strapped to his waist, black cloak, black leather armor. 9 henchmen trail behind him, laughing along, like our group is already dead meat. Who are you people? Why are you in Moonstar Forest? You dare block the knight's path? Don't you fear Starlight City's punishment? Bai Chushi shouts, wary and angry. Captain, no offense meant, we're just here for profit. Just hand over that cat girl behind you, and we'll be on our way. A rare beauty like her would fetch a great price in the slave market, the brute says, pointing at Lingling with a sleazy grin. Lingling shrinks back against Bai Chushi's side, terrified, ears drooping, body shaking. Dream on, you filthy scum. Daring to challenge the knights of Starlight City and kidnap a civilian. Get out of here now, or face the wrath of the Knights Tribunal. Bai Chushi roars, stunned that anyone would dare ambush knights inside city territory, and confused how these thugs even got past the patrols, let alone knew about Lingling. I quietly run appraisal on the brute and his men. Name, Xiong Batian class, warrior power rank, C rank 7-star power, 1900 power, slightly below Bai Chushi. Both sides have C-rank gear, maybe a 20% boost each. His men are D-rank 1 or 2 star, about even with the other knights. In a drawn-out fight, Bai Chushi probably wins. She's the strongest one here, I think, running the numbers. But my appraisals only B-rank. Can't see their skills or talents yet. I'll need a higher rank to dig deeper later. I don't even need to fight myself for our side to win this. Priority right now is getting Lingling somewhere safe. She can't survive even one hit from these guys. Since the captain wants to be difficult, guess we'll just take her by force. Xiong Batian sneers, drawing his massive sword. With tension rising, I jump off my horse and rush to Bai Chushi's side. Let me take Lingling somewhere safe. You can't fight properly while worrying about her. Bai Chushi hesitates, clearly doubting whether some rich-looking stranger can actually pull this off. But there's no better option. She can't protect Lingling and fight at the same time. After a quick weighing of options, she nods reluctantly and agrees. I scoop Lingling up immediately and sprint the opposite direction, hitting 100 kilometers per hour, though I'm deliberately holding back so she doesn't get hurt by the speed. Everyone watching is stunned. Bai Chushi can't believe this noble-looking stranger is secretly this fast. That's C-rank speed at least. She figures I must have some special talent skill, which oddly puts her a little more at ease. Meanwhile, Xiong Batian and his men look furious, refusing to let their target escape so easily. Go? Chase that kid down, now, Xiong Batian barks, trying to push past Bai Chushi's group. Your opponent is me. Let me show you what the Knights of Starlight City are made of, Bai Chushi says, leaping down to block his path, drawing her silver sword, its hilt engraved with magic patterns and the Moonstar emblem. Xiong Batian has no choice but to engage her. 4 of the knights block 4 of his men. You 5, go after the prey first, then come back and help. That rich brat probably used some item or skill to run that fast. He's definitely not C-rank himself. Kill him and bring the girl back. Xiong Batian orders the remaining 5. Starlight Slash. Bai Chushi doesn't wait for him to finish talking, unleashing her signature skill, a C-rank technique she just learned upon reaching her current rank. Fast, powerful, with a flash that briefly blinds nearby enemies. Her blade flashes with starlight straight at Xiong Batian, who barely manages to block with his sword, getting knocked back several steps. Blood at the corner of his mouth. That hit hurt. You witch, don't think I'm a pushover. Tyrant Slash, Xiong Batian roars, swinging his sword in a brutal arc, the blade glowing dark copper, tearing through the air with a screeching sound toward Bai Chushi. Stronger than her Starlight Slash, but slower to wind up, easy to dodge if you're fast enough. Bai Chushi activates Moonstar Step, a skill that boosts her speed briefly and dodges clean. The trees behind her take the hit instead, snapping clean in half. The fight heats up. Before long, Xiong Batian looks worried, completely outmatched. Bai Chushi stays calm and composed, a core knight who's already faced death in dungeons and fought hardened criminals. Both her power and her mental edge are clearly above his. Meanwhile, I've carried Lingling about 10 kilometers away. Since I'm carrying her bridal style, her cheeks and ears are bright red with embarrassment. Big brother Sudong, I think we're far enough, meow. You can put me down now, meow. I find a small tree by the path and set her down on a nearby rock, then activate my light shield skill, wrapping her in a clear glowing barrier. Big brother Sudong. What's this, meow? She asks, staring at the faint glow around her, already guessing it's protection from me, and clearly liking him a bit more for it. Lingling, this shield will protect you for a while. You're safe here for now. Just stay put and don't wander off. I'm going to go help Captain Bai, I say gently, smiling at her. Okay, meow. I'll wait right here like a good girl. Meow, she says, nodding obediently. She's actually terrified of being alone in this huge forest, but she doesn't want to be a burden, so she agrees without complaint. Before that, I need to deal with the flies following us. Lingling, close your eyes for a bit. This might get bloody, I say firmly, though inside I'm honestly nervous. I haven't fought anyone since arriving in this world, and these are real living people, not monsters. I'm just an ordinary office worker at heart, and the idea of a life-or-death fight doesn't sit easy with me. But to protect her, I don't have a choice. Lingling closes her eyes immediately, covering them with her small hands. Moments later, the 5 henchmen catch up to where I'm standing, faces twisted with malice, drawing their blades and charging at me. You little punk, you sure can run. Hope you're ready to regret it in hell, they shout, rushing forward. Annoying, I mutter, irritated, and activate Ice Spear, a C-rank skill. A dozen silver ice spears form out of thin air around me and launch like a volley of arrows straight at them. No, the 5 men scream, too slow to dodge, stunned that this rich brat actually knows combat skills. The ice spears tear through them instantly. All 5 drop dead at once, bodies riddled with holes, blood soaking into the ground. I stand there in front of the bodies, face tense, hands shaking without my permission. After a moment, I take a deep breath and steady myself, then walk back over to Lingling. Lingling, I'm going to go help Captain by now. Keep your eyes closed until I get back, okay? I say, comforting her, then head off toward Baichushi. The sound of clashing blades echoes through Moonstar Forest. I'm locked in a fierce duel, sword against sword. Xiong, already worn down with several fresh cuts from my blade, starts to panic. This isn't good. I might actually die here, he thinks. I keep my sword trained on him. You're no match for me. Surrender now, I warn, blood dripping slowly from my blade's tip. Out of the corner of my eye, I check on my squad. They're holding a slight edge in their fights too. Our training is paying off. Then a cruel laugh echoes from the shadows. Hee hee, Xiong, you're getting beaten up pretty bad by a woman. Shut up. She's no pushover. If you two hadn't shown up, I'd be dead already. Xiong snaps back. 2 more men step out from the trees, dressed just like him. One is short and thin, barely 1.6 m, sharp rat-like features, holding a bronze staff. The other is average height, around 1.7 m, plain-looking but with sharp, calculating eyes, 2 black daggers at his waist. My stomach drops seeing them. I was managing fine against one opponent, but I've already burned through a lot of stamina. If these 2 are anywhere near as strong as him, fighting 3 at once leaves me almost no chance. Hee, just lending a hand. The organization's short on manpower, but we wrapped up our job and rushed over. The skinny one sneers, then points his staff at Xiong, casting a healing spell. Green light wraps around him. Xiong feels his wounds closing up and grins. Much better. Chen, your healing's so convenient. Keep it up a bit longer, and I'll be at full strength again. Watching him heal, I point my sword at all 3. Who are you people? What organization? Surrender now, and you might get leniency. I know my situation is bad. I could escape easily on my own, but my 4 squadmates are still fighting nearby, and abandoning them isn't an option. Hee, sweetheart. I doubt you'll live long enough to find out who we are, Xiong threatens, then turns to his 2 companions. Chun Tsilong, help me take down this night bitch. I'll handle the front, you 2 support. Got it, no problem. Though I'd like to enjoy her a little before she dies. Shame to waste a beauty like her, Chun says, eyes crawling over me with disgusting hunger. I clench my jaw, furious. I've never been disrespected like this since joining the Knights. It's not just about me, it's about the Knight's honor. I activate Starlight Slash and Moonstar Step, lunging straight at Chen. Watch your filthy mouth. I'm not attacking blindly. Taking out the healer first is the only way I have a real shot at winning this fight. Chen eyes widen in shock at how fast I close the distance. He's mid-cast, healing Xiong and can't dodge in time. Tyrant's Cleave. Xiong throws himself in front of Chen, swinging his greatsword to block my Starlight Slash head-on. The clash sends leaves flying everywhere, and we're both knocked back several steps. My arm aches badly from the impact, while Xiong just keeps glowing green, healing non-stop. Chen, buff me up, let's finish this fast before something goes wrong, Xiong orders. Chen immediately casts strength and constitution buffs on him. With the boost, Xiong feels like he's nearly caught up to my power level. Sensing the danger, I go for Chen again. Desperate, I need him dead, or I'll be worn down eventually. Suddenly, a black dagger flies at me, forcing me to abandon the attack and block with my sword instead. Chen Tsilong, the quiet rogue, just struck. Despite being a rogue class, his dagger hits with shocking force, just as strong as Xiong blade. I hold the block, but his strength doesn't fade at all. There's an opening. Xiong seizes the moment, unleashing Savage Charge, a powerful C-rank skill, gathering all his strength into a brown bear-shaped surge of energy and slamming forward. It's a slow, telegraphed move, but I'm too busy blocking Chun Tsilong's dagger to dodge. It hits me square on. No, I get slammed back dozens of meters, stabbing my sword into the ground to slow myself down. My mouth fills with blood. I'm half kneeling, propped up on my sword. My left arm took the worst of it, completely dislocated. But I force myself back up. I can't fall here. My squad is still fighting behind me. As a knight, I fight to my last breath, no matter what. I raise my sword again, glaring at the 3 enemies in front of me. He's still standing? Fine. As a reward, I'll make your death quick, Xiong Batian sneers, charging at me again. The fight drags on, and eventually I'm on the ground. My white hair's a mess, my armor's torn apart, blood runs down my forehead, my vision blurs. 1 against 3, with no stamina left and serious wounds, I don't stand a chance anymore. Xiong Batian looms over me, grinning down, raising his sword for the final blow. Killing her now feels like such a waste. Can't I have a little fun first? Chen Taiying drools, eyeing my torn armor with disgusting hunger. Bald freak, put that thing away. Plenty of time to indulge yourself after the job's done. This night squad already wasted enough of our time. Let's finish this. Chun Tsilong snaps, clearly disgusted by his partner's behavior despite saying nothing this whole fight. Am I really going to die here? I'm sorry, Lord Baiwa. I failed to live up to your expectations. I think, vision fading, watching the blade descend. A single tear of regret slips from the corner of my eye as I close them, ready for the end. Then, from somewhere nearby, a deep, calm voice cuts through the air. Light shield. A glowing white shield wraps around by Chushi just in time. Xiong Baishan's sword crashes down on it full force. Thud. The shield doesn't even crack, despite the brutal impact. What the hell? Xiong Batian looks up, stunned, just as I'm closing in fast. I throw a single punch at him. He barely manages to raise his sword sideways to block. Savage block, he shouts, activating a C-rank defensive skill, a copper-colored wind swirling around the blade's flat side, meant to absorb close-range hits. My punch lands anyway, sending him and his sword flying back dozens of meters. He hits the ground hard, coughs up blood, and passes out cold. 1 hit, and he's seriously wounded. That happens so fast, neither Chun Tsilong nor Chun Taiying can even process it. Xiong Batian just got launched across the battlefield. They scrambled back to where he landed, eyes locked on me, the one who did this. I'm standing right next to Bai Chushi now. Made it in time. Are you okay? I ask, looking down at her, genuinely worried I might have lost her. We barely know each other, but I couldn't just stand by and watch. I'm fine. Thank you. So much, Bai Chushi says weakly, opening her eyes slowly, looking at me with a mix of shock, gratitude, and guilt. She never expected the rich kid she'd dismissed to save her life at the last second. She quietly scolds herself, never judge someone by appearance again. Relieved she's responsive, I pull out a C-rank healing potion from my storage and help her sit up. Here, drink this, you should be able to manage on your own. I have actual healing skills too, but I'd rather keep a low profile and not show off too much. In this world, 1 C-rank potion can heal most of a C-rank adventurer's wounds. 2 would fully restore them. She takes the potion. I can manage. Thank you. So much. After drinking it, you'll still need time to recover. Looking at how you fought, you're probably stronger than me, just outnumbered 3-1. Just hold them off a bit longer while I heal up, she says, voice steadier now, clearly worried I might not last that long against them. No need. Just a few flies. I'll swat them. Fair warning though, I can't promise I'll leave anyone alive, I say, relaxing a little now that she's recovering. Good to know the healing items actually work as advertised. I mean that warning literally. I genuinely can't fully control my strength yet. This is my first real fight. That punch on Xiong Batian wasn't even a skill, just a regular punch. Chun Taiying and Chun Tsilong stare at me and the recovering Bai Chushi, too scared to make a move. It's not that they don't want to fight, it's that my punch told them everything. They assume I used a powerful skill to ambush an already wounded Xiong Batian, putting me at C-rank 10-star peak at minimum. All 3 of them together might have held their own before, but now with Xiong Batian down and badly hurt, their only thought is getting him out of here. I glare at the 2 of them. They joined the fight late, and I don't know much about them. so I quietly appraised them. Name: Chun Tsilong Class, Rogue Power Rank, C Rank 8-star Power, 2060 Name: Chun Tying Class, Priest Power Rank, C Rank 7-star Power, 1880. No wonder Bai Chushi lost. These two are about as strong as her. Chun Tsilong's actually stronger than Xiong Batian. 3-on-1. No shame in losing that fight. Time to even the score for her, I think, relaxing further once I see the numbers. These two pose zero threat to me. I don't even need to adjust my ring of suppression. Right as I finish appraising them, Chun Tsilong hurls a black dagger at me, wrapped in dark energy that twists into the shape of a snake with bared fangs, lunging straight for me. This is the same skill that took down Bai Chushi earlier, Shadow Blade Serpent, his strongest move. Even though Bai Chushi has solid strength, she struggled hard to deflect it, and it carries a chance to poison on hit. Watch out, Bai Chushi shouts in panic, knowing exactly how dangerous that attack is. Watching the dagger streak toward me, it honestly doesn't even look that fast. My power level has sharpened my senses incredibly. Just a centimeter from my eye, I casually reach up and catch it. That's impossible. Chun Tsilong's eyes go wide with disbelief. This kid's power is way beyond what he expected. That skill is his pride, the one that's killed plenty of strong opponents and completed countless jobs for the organization. Even a C-rank 10-star warrior blocking it with a skill would take some damage. And I just caught it barehanded, no skill at all. Fear floods through him. Bai Chushi is just as stunned. She realizes now she completely underestimated me. I clearly don't need her help at all to beat these guys. Bald freak, run. We're no match for him, Chun Tsilong shouts, hoisting Xiong Batian over his shoulder, then activating Gray Mist, another C-rank signature skill, a thick gray fog erupting around them. Not damaging, but great for cover or ambush. Hearing the cry, Chun Tying immediately fires off Wind Blade, a C-rank skill, expanding the fog further while sending some blades my way too. I block with Light Shield, then activate Nighthawk Eyes, a B-rank skill that lets me see clearly through darkness and fog, and spot some traps too. I can clearly see Chun Tsilong and Chun Tying hauling Xiong Batian, trying to flee, leaving without saying goodbye. That's rude, I mutter, sprinting after them, raising my palm as electricity crackles to life in my hand. Chain Dragon Lightning. Blue lightning surges and coils into a dragon-shaped bolt, blasting toward Chun Tying. This B-rank skill of mine hits one target and automatically chains to a second. Chun Tying, sprinting through the fog, barely sees it coming and throws up Wind Wall, a C-rank defense, but the lightning dragon tears straight through it and hits him dead on. AHHH, Chun Tying screams, smoke pouring off his body, the air filling with the smell of burnt flesh. He collapses, motionless. The lightning then arcs off him and chains straight toward Chun Tsilong. Chun Tsilong, still running, watches his ally drop and the lightning bolt racing toward him, eyes wide with terror. Despite his speed and agility as a rogue, he can't outrun it. The lightning tears through him a moment later. AHHHH, he screams in agony from the shock. But then, looking down at the unconscious Xiong Batian at his feet, untouched by the lightning, his face hardens. To protect the organization's secrets, he grits through the pain, pulls out his second dagger, and slashes it across Xiong Batian's throat. Blood sprays out as Xiong Batian dies instantly. Chun Tsilong then collapses too, completely still. I arrive just in time to see the aftermath, expression tightening, brow furrowed. I'd hoped to keep at least one of them alive for questioning. I never expected Chun Tsilong would turn on his own ally like that. That one caught me off guard. The smoke clears, and I stand there staring at 3 bodies on the ground. My chest feels heavy. Twice today? I've killed people twice today now, I think. Even though they were clearly terrible people, even though I went in ready to kill, actually doing it leaves me shaken. Will I even still be the same person after all this? I stare at the corpses, lost in thought. This is a lot for someone who, just yesterday, was a regular office worker. I'm not exactly soft-hearted, but the guilt sits heavy in my chest, and I feel a little lost. Enough. What's done is done, no point beating myself up over it. Get it together, go find Bai Chushi, and then go get Lingling, I say, slapping my own cheeks to snap out of it. I know this world runs on strength, and fighting was always going to catch up to me eventually. I grab all 3 bodies and head back toward the fight. By the time I arrive, Chushi has mostly recovered and already taken down the remaining 4 henchmen, knocking them out cold in seconds. The knights are chaining their hands and feet. The sound of my running catches her attention. She turns and sees me dragging the 3 bodies behind me. Glad you're okay. Your strength is way beyond what I expected. Thank you for saving the knights. We won't forget this. I'll make sure this gets reported and you're properly rewarded, she says, eyes full of genuine gratitude. No need for any reward. Helping people in trouble is just something we believe in back where I'm from, I say, a little thrown off by how different she's acting compared to her cold attitude earlier. Unfortunately, all 3 of them are dead. I wanted to keep one alive for questioning, but Chen Xilong killed Xiong Batian right before dying, I say, shaking my head, dropping the bodies. Chen Xilong probably worried a captive would spill secrets about whatever organization they're with, so he silenced Xiong Batian himself. I need to report this to Lady Baiwei right away for instructions, Chushi says, pulling a brown scroll from a pouch at her waist. The pouch itself is a magic item, made from goat leather inside, leather trimmed outside, holds way more than it looks. I'm staring at her, partly curious about the scroll, but mostly because her armor got badly torn up in the fight, and her white silk undergarment is visible underneath. I was too focused on the fight to notice before, but now, seeing her like this is doing things to me. She catches my gaze, suddenly aware of her own state, blushing hard, quickly covering the torn part of her chest plate with her arms, shooting me a sharp glare. Catching her look, I snap out of it fast, turning away. I'm, going to go get Ling Ling now, I say, already bolting. Damn it, single for way too many years, got caught staring way too hard. Anyone would have stared though, look at her. I think, half embarrassed, jogging away. Some instincts you just can't help. A while later, I bring Ling Ling back to the group. Chushi's already changed into fresh armor, the scroll nowhere in sight. Sister Chushi, you're okay, meow. Ling Ling's eyes well up the moment she sees Chushi safe, running over and hugging her tightly, sobbing. It's okay, Ling Ling. Glad you're safe too, Chushi says warmly, gently stroking her head. The genuine relief on her face is clear, her worry for Ling Ling finally lifted. Ahem. So, what's the plan now? I ask, breaking up the moment, figuring we should get moving before anything else happens. I already reported everything to Lady Baiwei using the communication scroll. She wants me to escort you and Ling Ling to Starlight City right away. The other 4 knights will handle the scene, and she's sending backup to investigate further, Chushi says, avoiding eye contact, focused on Ling Ling, though her ears are clearly red, probably remembering my staring earlier. Who's Lady Baiwei? I missed that part when I went to get Ling Ling, I ask, pretending nothing weird happened between us. Lady Baiwei is our vice captain. Incredibly strong for her age, and honestly the person I admire most in life. Powerful but never arrogant, kind to everyone. Looks out for her subordinates. Truly a warm and amazing leader, Chushi says, completely past her earlier embarrassment now. Eyes practically sparkling as she gushes about her idol. Does this woman have multiple personalities? Ice Queen 1 minute, shy and blushing the next, now total fangirl mode. I think, watching her switch moods faster than a stage actor, mildly amused and a little stunned. Ahem, let's head out now. Neither of you can ride, so I'll take you both with me, Chushi says, composing herself, clearly trying to move past the awkward moment. No need, I'll just run alongside you, I say, figuring 1 horse carrying 3 people would slow things down. Also, one favor, please don't mention my power level to anyone. I have my reasons, I hope you understand. Fair enough, that'll actually be faster too. As for keeping it quiet, I'll only report it privately to Lady Baiwei. The knights on scene won't say a word, she says, her tone noticeably warmer now. Her respect for me has grown a lot, strong but humble, not unlike Lady Baiwei herself. I really appreciate that, I say, giving a respectful bow with clasped hands. After wrapping things up at the scene, Chushi and I continue toward Starlight City. About an hour later, we exit Moonstar Forest, and ahead of us stretches a wide, paved gray road, almost like asphalt. The road is about 40 meters wide, stretching endlessly into the distance. Street lamps line both sides every 100 meters, each about 10 meters tall, marble-like stone pillars topped with half-meter-wide fluorite crystals. Fluorite naturally glows faintly, and with magic energy fed into it, the glow intensifies, making it perfect for lighting. Staring at this massive road, I'm honestly stunned. I never expected this world to have infrastructure this advanced. Roads like this were rare even back home. Combined with all the magical lighting, this place really is a wild mix of fantasy and modern engineering. This is Star Moon Avenue, the main road connecting Starlight City to Moonstar Forest, about 50 kilometers long. It's brought a lot of trade to the city. Most adventurers and locals use this road to reach the forest for resources, and merchants use it to trade in the city, Chushi explains, noticing my reaction. It's pretty safe these days, knights patrol regularly. Even with the harvesting ban right now, there's still plenty of foot traffic. I'd suggest riding the rest of the way so you don't draw extra attention, she adds. Even at my speed, which could match a swift horse at D rank level, I lack the stamina to keep that pace for long distances, which is why most people just ride instead. I nod and climb onto the horse, even though I could easily run the rest of the way myself. With no seatbelts or anything, I end up loosely wrapping my arms around Chushi's waist, with Lingling sandwiched between us. Chushi blushes immediately. She's never had a man hold her like this before. Lingling, pressed against my chest from behind, feels her own heart racing too, cheeks turning pink. The three of us ride on down Star Moon Avenue together. Along the way, I spot various carriages heading toward the city, plains stretching out on either side, the occasional village or farmland in the distance. About an hour later, the skyline of Starlight City starts coming into view, and about a kilometer ahead, a single carriage waits by the roadside for us. We reach the carriage waiting for us. It's nothing like Guduo's simple wooden cart. This thing is about 4 meters long, 2 meters wide, almost 2 meters tall, with a silver-white body that looks like it's made of some high-grade metal, kind of like a royal carriage. 4 silver-white horses pull it, and a knight in silver armor sits up front, the Moonstar emblem on his chest confirming he's with the Starlight City Knights. I run appraisal out of curiosity. Name, Li Xiaoyao class, warrior power rank, C rank 2-star power, 1155 monster, wine gallop horse power rank, E rank 9-star power, 105A beast that uses wind magic to speed itself up and stabilize its breathing. Great stamina, can reach 80 kilometers per hour. Tameable, stronger horse than the swift horses before, and good stamina too. The carriage looks like it's made of mithril. I actually know that material. I've got loads of it in storage, B rank metal. This thing must have cost a fortune, I think, analyzing everything as usual. Let's get off the horse, Chushi whispers to me and Lingling. We nod and dismount, waiting for whoever's inside to step out. Is that Chushi? A soft, elegant voice calls from inside the carriage. Then its owner steps out. I'm instantly captivated. She looks about 20, around 1.65 m tall, slender build, golden hair styled up elegantly with a hair ornament, doll-like delicate features, pale milky skin with a soft pink blush on her cheeks, deep blue eyes, bright rosy lips. She's wearing a white pinafore-style dress with blue ribbon trim, a Prussian blue short jacket over it, and brown leather boots. The way she steps down, smooth and graceful, every movement just pulls me in. Yes, Lady Baiwe. We're sorry, there was an incident, and we're late. Chushi immediately drops to one knee the moment she sees her. This is Lady Baiwe, vice captain of the Starlight City Knights. It's fine. I should be the one apologizing. My planning put you all in danger, Baiwe says, expressionless but gentle, helping Chushi back to her feet. Lady Baiwe's decision was correct. The fault was my own lack of strength. Please, punish me if needed. Chushi insists immediately, refusing to let any blame land on her idol. You did well, Chushi. You completed the mission successfully. These two behind, you must be Lingling and the Mr. Su Dong you mentioned in your letter, Baiwe says calmly, looking past Chushi at us. Yes, Lady Baiwe. Mr. Su Dong, Lingling, let me introduce you. This is Lady Baiwe, vice captain of the Starlight City Knights, and also the daughter of Count Baiwe, the city's lord, Chushi explains, turning to us. Hello, Meow. I'm Lingling, the new recruit joining the Knight Squad, Meow. Lady Baiwe, can I call you Sister Baiwe, Meow? Lingling greets her cheerfully, her usual energetic self, a sharp contrast to my own quiet awkwardness right now. Sure you can. Welcome to the Starlight City Knights, Baiwei says, still expressionless, gently petting Lingling's head. Lingling melts into it, eyes closing, tail wagging happily. Lingling sniffs at her curiously. Sister Baiwei, you're really strong, meow, stronger than big brother Sudong, meow, and gentle too, meow, just like him, meow. There's actually a faint trace of sadness in Baiwei's scent too, but Lingling tactfully doesn't mention it. Thank you for the kind words. I take it that's your talent at work, quite impressive. I look forward to your help with the knights going forward, Baiwei says, clearly recognizing the value of Lingling's nose, useful for identifying criminals, monster strength, even dungeon threats strategically. And you must be Mr. Sudong. Thank you for saving Chushi and the knights, Baiwei says, turning to me. I don't answer. I'm just standing there, staring at her, completely frozen, making the moment painfully awkward. Hey, big brother Sudong, Lady Baiwei's talking to you. Meow. Lingling kicks my shin, annoyed. Big brother Sudong is such a pervert, meow, she mutters under her breath, a little jealous. Mr. Sudong, show some respect to Lady Baiwei. Even if you did save the knights, Bai Chushi snaps at me too, unwilling to tolerate any disrespect toward her idol. Oh, sorry, I was just thinking about something, I say, snapping back to reality, embarrassed by my own staring. The moment I saw Baiwei, something inside me just shifted, like stars scattered across my vision, ripples spreading through still water. One look and I was completely gone. She looks like she stepped right out of a painting, more beautiful than anyone I've ever seen, elegant and graceful like a violet in full bloom. But I also noticed something off. Her face stays completely blank the whole time, no expression at all, yet her words and actions are warm and gentle, not cold at all. It's a strange contrast. I quietly try appraisal on her. Name, Bayou class. Skill level 2 low to identify, power rank. Skill level 2 low to identify, power. Skill level 2 low to identify, huh? My B rank appraisal can't read anything on her. That means she's at least A rank. I realize my first failed appraisal since arriving. It's fine. Thank you again for saving the knights. Please do visit the Lord's estate once we're in the city. There will be a proper reward waiting for you, Baiwei says, still expressionless but warm in tone. No reward needed, really. But since you're inviting me, I'll definitely stop by, I say, scratching my head with a smile. Being asked by someone this beautiful is honestly not unwelcome, and exploring the Lord's estate sounds like a nice bonus anyway. We'll be expecting you anytime. That sword at your waist. May I take a look? Baiwei asks, noticing the faded silver long sword at my hip, its sheath carved with a delicate dragon pattern. Sure, of course, I say, unbuckling it and handing it over. A fine sword, well maintained too. Can you tell me about it? She asks, taking it carefully, running her hand along the blade like she's listening to it, feeling out its presence. Sure. This sword's called Qinjiao. A friend gave it to me. I don't really know much about its history, I say, caught off guard. I don't even know how to use a sword, never tested its skills in this world. It's just gear I grabbed from storage for show. I make up a vague excuse since I genuinely can't explain where it came from. This is a good sword. Its power isn't as plain as it looks. There's something powerful buried deep inside. This is B-rank gear, and a strong one even among B-rank weapons. It should boost the user's power by about 1,000, Baiwei says, eyes still fixed on the blade, hand gently stroking it. Coming from a friend as a gift like this, you should treat it well. Make sure to charge it properly, or the sword will weep, she says, handing it back. She can tell it hasn't been charged at all, dull and lifeless right now. Only proper charging will bring out its true power and shine. Got it. Thanks for the heads up, I say, smiling, taking the sword back. I'm stunned she could tell all that just by touch. She nailed both its rank and power boost without me saying a word. Need to figure out how to charge weapons once we're in the city, I think, filing that away. Mr. Sudong, Lingling, why don't you ride the rest of the way in the carriage? It'll be more comfortable than the horse, Baiwei offers. We climb in, and Li Xiaoyao gets the carriage moving toward Starlight City. Our carriage rolls along Starmoon Avenue, pulled by 4 white wind gallop horses, heading toward Starlight City. Inside, it's roomy, 2 cushioned benches facing each other, room for 8, glass windows with silk curtains, and 4 little glowing fluorite half-domes on the ceiling. We're moving at 60 kilometers per hour, but it's smooth as silk inside. barely any bumps at all. Lingling and I sit across from Baiwe. Before long, we roll into Starlight City. Unlike Grassland Town, there are no guards checking IDs here, probably because a city this big and open doesn't lend itself to checkpoints. I press against the window, soaking in the view, and honestly, the skyline blows me away. North of the avenue, the buildings look shockingly modern, clean minimalist styles, modernist designs, most 6 or 7 stories, some pushing 15. Not quite skyscraper level by my world standards, but way closer to modern than I expected. Walking into Grassland Town, I assumed this whole world would be medieval European style, stone castles, that kind of thing. Turns out I was completely wrong. It's not just the buildings either, clothing, daily goods. Everything here feels weirdly modern. It's honestly making me even more curious about this place, and raising my opinion of it a lot. If this were actually medieval Europe, the streets would be filthy. People back then just relieved themselves wherever. But Starlight City's streets are spotless, clearly good sanitation here. If I weren't literally riding in a carriage right now, I'd swear I was in some model city back home. South of the avenue, there's a lot less development, mostly grassland, farmland, hills, rivers, with the occasional building and farmers working the fields. Mr. Sudong, you seem really interested in our architecture, Baiwe says, noticing me glued to the window. Yeah, this is way more impressive than I expected, I say, turning to her with a smile. It really is, compared to 2,000 years ago. Back then, buildings were mostly wood and rammed earth, only 3 or 4 stories. Some people still lived in thatched huts. Everything changed once the first hero appeared and improved construction technology, letting buildings go taller. A lot of nations and cities adopted that style after, Baiwe explains patiently. What you're seeing to the northwest is actually our residential district, used to be called the slums. Back then, poverty meant cheap, outdated wood and stone construction, load-bearing walls that couldn't go very high. After generations of leadership from my family, the city grew, prosperity improved, people's living standards rose, and they could afford better buildings. Now the residential district mostly uses framed structures with reinforced concrete technology, taller and more stable. She continues. Wait, they actually use reinforced concrete here. I'm stunned. If that's the case, Grassland Town must really be behind the curve. And apparently there's a literal hero figure in this world's history too. Classic. Yes, it's the standard now. Compared to rammed earth, wood, or stone, reinforced concrete is far more earthquake-resistant and stable. Most commoners can only afford cheaper materials though, dark iron or mountain copper for rebar, crushed earth, rock clay, or low-grade slime gel for the concrete mix. Less stable, less load-bearing, which limits how tall they can build, Baiwe explains, continuing the architecture lesson. Southeast of the avenue is our commercial district, the heart of the city, economically, culturally, administratively. Most government officials, wealthy merchants, and nobles live there. The Lord's Estate, the Adventurers Guild, banks, luxury hotels, malls, the arena, the Dungeon Plaza, all located there. Buildings there use pricier mithril and refined steel for rebar, mortar clay, or obsidian soil mixed with high-grade slime gel for concrete. Much better earthquake resistance and load-bearing, usually 20 to 30 stories, some steel-framed ones over 50. Southwest is the farming and ranching district, mostly farmland and pastures, growing crops and raising tame monsters, so fewer buildings out there. Starlight City mainly grows wheat and corn, plus some rarer crops like light dragon fruit and crystal mushrooms. They raise 4-horned goats, horned rabbits, swift horses, wind gallop horses, slimes, and even some higher-tier monsters like griffins and 6-horned sheep. Last is the industrial district, northeast of the avenue, where most factories are. They produce daily goods like tissues, shampoo, leather products, clothes, healing potions, plus military supplies. Food production includes canned rabbit meat, canned lamb, biscuits, goat milk, bread. One more thing. Even though the city splits into 4 zones, the residential district still has malls, inns, parks, hospitals, just more affordable versions. The industrial district has housing and restaurants too despite all the factories. The farming district is the exception, just basic essentials like a market and a clinic, which is why it has so few buildings, Baiwe adds, unhurried. So where do I go to get an ID card? That's actually the main reason I came here. plus checking out a dungeon? I ask. With all this new info, light dragon fruit, griffins, I'm getting more and more curious about this city and honestly eager to finish my errands so I can properly explore. The ID card office is in the government building, in the commercial district. The dungeon's at the dungeon plaza, same district. Look, that's the commercial district right up ahead, Baiwe says patiently, raising her pale hand to point out the window as the carriage enters the area. I look where she's pointing, and I'm stunned all over again. Towers everywhere, massive and impressive, most 20 to 30 stories, some up to 50. It genuinely feels like I've landed in a major first-tier city back home. The skyline at night must be even more incredible. Meow, this is the first time I've seen buildings this tall, meow. It's so lively here, meow. I'm amazed, meow. Lingling leans out the window too, eyes wide. Growing up in Grassland Town, she's never even seen this part of the city before. The farthest she'd been was the residential district with her dad. The carriage continues down the avenue for another 10 minutes before turning onto a side road into the commercial district. Narrower than the main avenue, maybe 20 meters wide. The sidewalks are packed with people, most dressed in modern style, with a few in armor, leather gear, or cloaks, clearly adventurers. Beyond the towers, there are tons of small shops lining the street, restaurants, convenience stores, general stores. Lady Baiwe, we've arrived at the knight's office. Baichushi calls from outside as the carriage stops. All right, got it, Baiwe replies gently, then turns to us. Let's get out here. Lingling and I nod and follow her out of the carriage. The carriage stops outside the knight's headquarters. Lingling and I follow Baiwe out. The compound is huge, surrounded by a 3-meter wall, covering about 100,000 square meters, with a main office building, stables, training grounds, dormitories, and dining halls. The main building alone is 10 stories. There are 10 dormitory buildings, each 6 stories, each housing 1,200 people. 3 dining halls, 3 stories each, serving up to 12,000 people a day, with private rooms for higher-ranking officers. I'm stunned the moment I step out. I figured this would be some small office building, not something that rivals an actual military base. Meow, this is amazing, meow. This is where I start my new life, meow. Lingling's just as awestruck, staring at the massive building and the giant stone marker out front reading, Starlight City Knights Headquarters, with the words, Star and Moon Shine for all the people, carved into the gate pillars. 2 knights stand guard at the entrance. This is our main headquarters. There are 6 branch posts around the city, each run by a squad captain, but this one's under direct command of the Knight Commander, houses 12,000 people, Baiwe explains, expressionless, clearly amused by our shock. Honestly impressive. The knights are way cooler than I imagined, I say, grinning. We currently have over 11,000 members, with 600 open positions. Chushi mentioned you're around B rank. Would you consider joining? We take care of our talent, room and board included, and the pay isn't bad either. At your level you'd earn about 80 gold coins a month, Baiwe says flatly, half joking, dangling the offer. Huh. Thanks for the offer, Captain Baiwe, but I'll pass. I'm pretty used to my freedom, not great with rules and structure, plus I've got other things going on. I don't want to be a bother, I say, politely turning her down. Steady government job sounds nice, but I genuinely don't need the money, and working a real job again sounds exhausting. That's a shame. Let me know if you change your mind, Baiwe says, a little disappointed. Will do, I say, smiling, though I don't really mean it. Oh my, look who's back, my little Moony. A bright, clear voice rings out from inside the building. I turn and see a girl about Lingling's height walking toward us. Delicate oval face, small straight nose, amber gold eyes. What stands out most is her blue twin-tail ponytail styled like a ballerina. She's wearing a sleeveless crop top with high-waisted wide-leg pants, a plaid wrap over it, and woven sandals. Overall, super youthful and energetic vibe. Lady Lankiki, please be mindful. You can't call Lady Baiwe that in public. Baichushi scolds, clenching her fists, clearly exasperated. Oh please, whenever it's about my little Moony, Chushi here gets so serious. Lankiki teases back, ignoring her completely and continuing to poke fun at Baichushi. I watch the two of them bicker, a little awkwardly. Clearly these 3 have known each other a long time. All right, Kiki, that's enough joking around. Let me introduce you. This is our new recruit, Lingling. She'll be under your wing from now on. Baiwe cuts in, then turns to Lingling. Lingling, this is Lan Kiki, our chief strategist. She handles tactical planning, intelligence, and also oversees training. You'll be learning under her. Hello, meow. I'm by Lingling, the new recruit, meow. Please take good care of me. Teacher Lan. Meow, Lingling says, surprisingly nervous, completely forgetting to even use her talent skill on Lan Kiki. Apparently, even she gets a little stiff around a future teacher. Oh, so you're bilingual. I've been waiting for you since last year. Heard you're quite gifted. Looking lively too. Don't worry, I'll teach you well, just don't disappoint me, Lan Kiki says, ruffling Lingling's head. Yes, meow, Lingling responds eagerly, leaning into the petting, relaxing a bit now that her future teacher seems pretty approachable. This Lan Kiki looks so young, basically Lingling's age. Yet she's already a night strategist? Can't judge by looks at all here, I think. Watching her curiously, then quietly run appraisal. Name, Lan Kiki class, priest power rank. B rank 10-star power, 11,600. Whoa, that's way stronger than I expected. Basically matches my own power level. I'm honestly shocked. She's younger than Baitsong, but already stronger than him. The strongest person I've seen here besides Baiwe. Kiki, this is Mr. Sudong. He saved Chushi and the squad earlier today. Since it's lunchtime, I invited him to join us. Baiwei introduces me, still expressionless even around someone she's clearly close with. Oh, so this is Mr. Sudong. Hello there. Heard earlier someone strong saved the squad. Didn't expect you to be this young though, Lan Kiki says, leaning in close, looking me over. Hi there. I say, a little thrown off by how forward she is. This girl's way too friendly right off the bat. And who's calling who young? You're not exactly old yourself, I think, mildly annoyed. Strong? Sure, but kind of plain looking and a little skinny too. Men need some real muscle. That's where the charm is, Lan Kiki says, waving her hand dismissively with a sigh. Okay, plain I can live with, but skinny? My arms are at least 35 centimeters around normally. Is this girl just obsessed with muscles? I think, exasperated. She looks harmless enough, but every word out of her mouth cuts deep. Lady Lan Kiki, please mind your manners and watch what you say. Bai Chushi scolds again, though clearly powerless to actually stop her given the rank difference. Oh right, speaking of which, little Mooney, didn't know you were into this type. First time you've ever brought a man to lunch yourself. Guess you really do only care about ability, not looks. Very on-brand for you. Lan Kiki ignores Chushi entirely and runs over to tease Baiwe instead, elbowing her playfully. This girl is definitely just here to mess with me. Why does she keep going after my looks and body? Is everyone average looking supposed to just disappear or something? I think, completely done, silently cursing Lan Kiki in my head. All right, Kiki, enough joking. Don't be rude to someone who saved the nights. Mr. Sudong must be hungry. Keeping him waiting like this isn't proper hospitality, Baiwe says calmly, smacking Lan Kiki lightly on the head. Ow, that hurt. Lan Kiki whines, rubbing her head, pouting. Fine, I got it. It was just a joke. Little Mooney, you really don't hold back. Sorry about that, Mr. Sudong. Kiki means no harm. She's just always been this carefree and loves joking around. Please don't take it personally. Let's head inside and eat, Baiwe says, apologizing on Lan Kiki's behalf, clearly used to managing her. No worries at all. I appreciate you having me. Mooching a meal off you guys today, I say with a smile, following them to the dining hall. The dining hall sits to the right of the main building, dorms to the left, training grounds, and stables behind. We end up in a private room on the first floor, about 30 square meters, simple style, 1 round stone table, 10 cushioned chairs. On the table, black pepper lamb chops, baguettes, broth, and orange juice. This is a solid meal for a government cafeteria. Looks pretty good actually. Guess government jobs really are the endgame everywhere. I think, mouth practically watering. Apologies, the headquarters only serves simple meals. This is actually the highest standard we offer. Hope it's acceptable, Mr. Sudong, Baiwe says, a little apologetic. Not at all. This looks great already, I say honestly. Oh, too bad there's no wine. Wine would have been nice, Lan Kiki pouts, complaining. Lady Lan Kiki, no alcohol is allowed at headquarters. Bai Chushi scolds her yet again. Between Lan Kiki and Bai Chushi's bickering, I enjoy my lunch in the night's dining hall, Lingling eating happily beside me. The food's surprisingly good, especially the black pepper lamb. Rich and savory without being too heavy, the aftertaste lingering pleasantly. So, are you headed to the government building to sort out your ID card next? Baiwei asks once we're done eating, wiping her mouth with a napkin. Yeah, want to get that handled as soon as possible. Makes things easier going forward, I say, scratching my head. I'll come with you. I know the administrator there. Getting your card processed quickly shouldn't be a problem, Baiwei says, calm as always. Wouldn't that be too much trouble for you, Captain Baiwei? I ask, a little embarrassed, though honestly if she can pull strings, that would help a lot. Guess connections matter everywhere, even in another world. It's no trouble. You save the nights. This is the least I can do, she says plainly. Then I really appreciate it, Captain Baiwei, I say, grateful for the offer. Oh my, looks like little Mooney really is interested in this guy, Wan Kiki mutters to herself, watching the exchange with a knowing look. Meanwhile, Bai Chushi and Lingling both seem to be simmering with a little jealousy off to the side. A silver carriage winds through the streets of Starlight City's commercial district. Inside, Baiwei and I sit facing each other. 7 or 8 minutes pass in total silence, just staring at each other, the air thick with awkward tension. I try to think of something to say, but I've never been great at small talk, so I just look away to avoid staring at her perfect, expressionless face for too long. Mr. Sudong, where are you from? Why did you come to the Holy Kingdom? Baiwei finally breaks the silence. What if I told you I lost my memory and don't actually know who I am? Would you believe that? I stall, falling back on my usual bad excuse. Sounds like there's something you'd rather not share. My apologies for prying. If your memory really is gone, the ID process should reveal your background details anyway, Baiwei says, a little apologetic. She clearly doesn't buy it, but doesn't call me out either. I have nothing to say to that, just scratch the back of my head and force a smile. I have no idea the ID process reveals that much. My lie's about to fall apart, and I have no plan for damage control. There's something else I've been wondering about. Chushi says you're quite strong, but your eyes don't carry the confidence a strong person usually has. There's a hesitation there, some kind of worry. Is something bothering you? Baiwei shifts topics. She's trained with countless strong fighters since childhood. She can read emotions just from instinct. No talent skill needed, unlike Lingling. I freeze for a second, surprised she can read me that well. After a moment, I answer honestly, voice a little shaky. Honestly, I'm not that strong. This morning was the first time I've ever killed someone. Even knowing they were terrible people, I still can't shake the guilt. I see. Now I understand what I was seeing in your eyes, Baiwei says quietly. Even though I had no choice, I still can't forgive myself for it. That's why I say I'm not strong. I continue, opening up. As an ordinary guy who just got dropped into this world, killing someone has left a real psychological mark, and I know it'll take time to process. I actually think the opposite. Overcoming your own fear, doing something that terrifies you, just to protect someone else, isn't that exactly what strength looks like? Baiwei shakes her head, disagreeing with me. Stopping evil before it spreads further is necessary. If you'd hesitated, those men would have gone on to hurt more innocent people. You don't need to blame yourself, she says gently, comforting me. Thank you, Captain Baiwei, I say, feeling genuinely lighter after hearing that. She's an actual goddess, I think to myself, my opinion of her shooting through the roof after just half a day. No need to thank me. Though I'm finding myself more and more curious about you, Baiwei teases lightly. I'm just a traveler, nothing special to be curious about, I say, scratching the back of my head again, my go-to nervous habit. Not long after, the carriage arrives at the government building, a massive 30-story tower handling everything from civilian to industrial business, packed with people every day. The ground floor is swarmed with people waiting in line. Baiwei leads me through the crowd to a floating elevator up to the top floor. I'm honestly impressed. This world even has elevators, sort of. The floating elevator runs on wind element floating stones, carved with magic patterns to defy gravity. The 30th floor is a VIP-only section, reserved for nobles or major contributors. Very few people get access here, but processing is fast. The normal process usually takes multiple visits and 4 or 5 days of waiting. VIP access gets it done same day. Baiwei leads me into an office where a balding middle-aged man sits with his feet up, sipping coffee. The moment he spots Baiwei, he scrambles to his feet and rushes over. Lady Baiwei, what brings you here? How can I help? He says, plastering on a professional smile, clearly trying to impress her. Stewardly, I need a small favor. This is Mr. Sudong. Please process his ID card, Baiwe says calmly. Of course, no problem at all, he agrees immediately. But he's clearly curious why a vice captain would personally escort someone in for something this minor. He figures I must be more important than I look. He hurries over to a cabinet and pulls out a crystal ball about the size of 2 palms. While he's busy, I quietly appraise him. Name, Lee Dahai class, Mage power rank, C rank 6-star power, 1720, decent power for a desk job. Guess you don't get to lead without some real strength behind you. I think, impressed despite his unremarkable appearance. Another reminder not to judge by looks here. Mr. Sudong, please channel a bit of mana into this crystal ball, Lee Dahai says politely, holding it out. Sure, okay, I say, having no idea how to actually do that. I raise my hand, focusing on pushing mana outward, and golden energy slowly flows from my palm into the crystal. The crystal flares gold, then settles, projecting a floating image above it, displaying all my information. Name, Sudong class, Magic Swordsman power rank, B rank 10-star power, 12,000 nationality, none. Talent skill, none skills. Appraisal, B rank. Ice spear, C rank. Fireball, C rank. Light shield, B rank. Nighthawk eyes, B rank. Chain dragon lightning, B rank. Snow shatter, B rank. Sword wave 8 directions, B rank. I'm honestly impressed this little crystal ball can read my whole profile like this. Lucky my ring of suppression keeps things looking normal, and even luckier my transcendent talent skill doesn't seem to show up at all. Incredible power level. A rare magic swordsman class, with over 300 skills? I've processed countless people and never seen anyone learn this many skills. Lee Dahai stares at the readout, completely stunned. Most people only have 2 or 3 skills per rank. Gifted ones maybe 5 or 6. I'm apparently breaking the curve entirely. Baiyu is staring at the readout too, genuinely shaken. She's met plenty of geniuses, but never anything like this. She recovers quickly though. Mr. Sudong, you really are full of secrets, she says, composed again. Huh? Isn't this normal? B rank is decent power. Magic swordsman is rare. I figured that's not too weird, I say, confused, not realizing the skill count is what's actually shocking them. It's not the rank. It's the number of skills. A typical B rank fighter has maybe 10 to 15 skills. A true prodigy might have 25 to 30. You have over 300, Baiwe says, shaking her head. I have my reasons for keeping things quiet. Captain Baiwe, could you help me keep this between us? I ask, realizing my low-profile plan is unraveling fast. Of course. You saved the knights. This is the least I can do. But there's another issue. You having no nationality means you've never held an ID card before. Anyone with a card already has citizenship somewhere, Baiwe says, pointing out the next problem. I have nothing to say to that. Another lie just got exposed. Mr. Sudong, I can tell you're carrying some kind of secret. I won't dig further, but to get an ID card here, you'll need to become a citizen of the Holy Kingdom. And honestly, I'd genuinely like to invite you to join us, Baiwe says, throwing me a lifeline. Her curiosity about me keeps growing, and she clearly wants someone this strong on the kingdom's side. Lady Baiwe, while he's clearly powerful, this isn't standard procedure. This needs the Lord's approval, Lee Dahai urges, worried. His concern makes sense. Someone without nationality could be a spy. Kingdom law requires a strict screening process for stateless people. Baiyu is basically bending the rules here. It's fine. Do as I say. I'll explain it to my father myself. The screening can happen later, Baiwe replies calmly. Lee Dahai, feeling the pressure, just nods reluctantly. Mr. Sudong, would you like to join the Holy Kingdom? Baiwe asks, waiting for my answer. I close my eyes, thinking it over. I have 2 conditions. If you can agree to them, I'll join. First, I don't know your laws well, and I'll fulfill my duties as a citizen. But if any duty conflicts with my own principles, I reserve the right to refuse. Second, like I said, my personal information stays confidential. Agreed. I swear it on my name, Baiwe, she answers without a moment's hesitation. Lee Dahai opens his mouth to object, but one look from her shuts him right up. Then I'll be in your care from here on out, Captain Baiwe, I say, reaching out. We shake hands, her slender fingers in mine. both of us locking eyes for a moment, something steady and trusting passing between us. From this moment, it feels like the world itself is about to change. Mr. Sudong, please check the information on your panel, Lee Dahai says, working the crystal ball. A new message pops up. The Holy Kingdom, Starlight City invites you to join. Accept? I look at the prompt and choose yes. The instant I confirm, my panel flashes with bright silver light, though neither Baiwe nor Lee Dahai seem to notice, probably because only I can see my own panel. The light fades after a few seconds, and my panel updates. Name, Sudong class. Magic Swordsman power rank. B rank 10-star power. 12,000 nationality. Holy Kingdom, Starlight City status. Civilian character ID. XXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXX registration date. Year. 2994. Divine Demon Calendar. May 18th age. 25 talent skill. None skills. Appraisal, B rank. Ice Spear, C rank. Fireball, C rank. Light Shield, B rank. Nighthawk Eyes, B rank. Chain Dragon Lightning, B rank. Snow Shatter, B rank. Sword Wave 8 Directions, B rank. Besides nationality, I now have a status, age, and ID number listed too. The age thing came from a prompt my transcendent skill triggered right as I joined. Host detected joining a faction. Since you are an outsider, please select an appropriate age, 20 to 30. This cannot be changed once selected. I was a little startled, but quickly recovered. I'm actually 30, but I look about 20 now after crossing over, so I split the difference and picked 25. As for the character ID, apparently it's something every person gets at birth, just granted by the gods, and the crystal ball can read it out. There, registration's complete, Lee Dahai says, still working the crystal ball, confirming everything's logged. Welcome to Starlight City, Mr. Sudong. Though I'm surprised, you look so young, yet you're already 25? I thought we were about the same age, Baiwe says, not sure if I fudged my age or not, but either way, B-rank 10-star is impressive at any age. Huh. Thank you, Captain Baiwe. Guess I just age well. So, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking? I say, grinning, fully aware asking a woman her age is rude, but curiosity gets the better of me, especially with someone as stunning as her. I'm a bit younger than you. I'm 20, Baiwe answers without hesitation. I quietly gather that this world apparently has everyone's info on record already. Nobody else seems to need to report their age like I did. Guess I really am the odd one out here. I'm honestly surprised by how straightforward and unpretentious she is. My opinion of her climbs even higher. If she's already this strong at 20, she must be a genius among geniuses in this world. And she really is. Calling her a genius almost undersells it. She's the bar geniuses have to clear just to be in her league. She started training earlier than her peers, with insane natural talent. At her academy, Starlight First Academy, she crushed every sparring opponent by a landslide. In national interschool competitions, she's basically a permanent champion, bringing glory to both the city and the academy. She once ranked second on the kingdom's youth power rankings, under 16, marking her as one of the most promising talents in the whole kingdom, with real potential to reach epic or even legendary rank someday. Mr. Sudong, since this is a first-time registration, I need to carve your ID card with all your information. It'll take a bit of time. Please wait here, Lee Dahai says, interrupting my thoughts, then disappears into a side room to work. Mr. Sudong, I have night business to attend to, so I'll head out now. If you ever need anything, come find me at headquarters, or send a message through a communication scroll. Here's my character ID. Just enter it when using the scroll, Baiwe says, handing me a small card with her ID written on it. Got it, I say, taking the card. So this communication scroll thing is basically like email, the thing Chushi used this morning. And this feels a lot like getting a girl's number, doesn't it? Kind of nice, actually. I'm secretly thrilled. First time a woman's ever given me her contact info. Already thinking about buying more communication scrolls. I go to hand her mine in return, but she's already gone. A little disappointing. Turns out, though, she has a sharp memory and already memorized my ID number on site. After she leaves, I sit alone on the office couch waiting. About 2 hours later, Lee Dahai finally emerges from the back room, holding a card made from mithril, handing it to me. Sorry for the wait, Mr. Sudong. The carving took some time. This mithril card is your official ID. You're now free to travel anywhere in the kingdom, Li Dahai explains politely. ID cards in this kingdom come in 4 materials, with 4. Civilians with no rank, dark iron for F to E rank, mountain copper for D to C rank, mithril for B to A rank, and refined steel for S rank and above. Mithril's incredibly hard, which is why mine took so long to carve. I look at my new card, my ID number, nationality, registration date, and age all engraved on it. I feel a small swell of pride, officially a citizen of a country in this world now. Mr. Sudong, your card's all set. Anything else I can help with? Li Dahai asks, eager to please, clearly aware I'm someone Baiwa personally values, and connections matter here too. Thanks for your help, stewardly. Nothing else for now. It's getting late though. Could you recommend somewhere to eat and stay in the city? I've spent the entire afternoon on this ID card, and it's nearly evening now. I haven't really rested since this morning, and I'm ready to just collapse somewhere comfortable. Plenty of places to stay in Starlight City. The residential district has inns and hotels, affordable and comfortable, usually 2 to 6 silver coins a night. Staying in the commercial district costs more, typically 5 to 20 silver coins. The pricier ones offer better living conditions and food, Li Dahai says, thinking it over. What's the fanciest hotel around here? I ask. Since I'm here, might as well go all out. I've got way more coins than I'll ever need. No point holding back. Living the good life is officially goal number 2 in this world, after all the years of grinding through a regular life back home. The most luxurious would definitely be the Bayajali Hotel, a top-tier chain catering to high society across the whole continent. The Starlight City branch is steel-framed, built with B-rank mithril, B-rank mortar clay, even some A-rank refined steel and obsidian soil, 50 stories tall and rock-solid. Word is the rooms are incredibly comfortable, perfectly climate-controlled year-round, and the food is top-tier delicious. Of course, the price reflects all that. Cheapest single room starts at 50 silver coins, Li Dahai explains carefully. He's actually stayed there himself before. Even with his decent salary, it stung his wallet. But as the steward of the government building, he gets invited there often by the hotel's manager looking to network with officials, so he usually eats and stays for free. Connections really do run the world, even here. Oh, nice. Can you tell me where it is? I'd like to check it out, I say, getting excited just hearing about it, ready to head over immediately. It's at 8, Radiance Avenue. Want me to send someone to escort you there? Also, take my letter of introduction, might get you a small discount, Li Dahai says, pulling a yellow envelope from his waist pouch. Smooth operator, this guy. Thanks, stewardly, but I'll just grab a carriage myself. I'll take you up on a favor some other time, though, I say, appreciating the gesture but not wanting to spend his goodwill on something this small. Fair enough. If you ever need anything, just reach out, Li Dahai says, pulling out his own ID card to give me his character ID. Will do. I'll treat you to a meal sometime soon, I say, taking his card, then heading out of the building. I flag down a carriage outside and head off toward the Bayajali Hotel. Meanwhile, back at the Knight's headquarters, Baiwe has just returned. How did the interrogation of those 4 go? Did we get anything useful? She asks, sitting in her office, going over this morning's attack. Lady Baiwe, those 4 were just low-level muscle for a trafficking ring. They didn't know much. The organization's called the Plunderers. They kidnap and sell women, children, and people with special abilities. It's an international crime syndicate with branches in multiple countries. By Chushi reports, clearly furious. Trafficked women mostly end up as someone's property. Children get caged for other criminal uses. People with special abilities get sold to the highest bidder. This group has ruined countless lives, an absolute cancer on society, Lon Kiki says, fists clenched, none of her usual carefree attitude showing through. Lady Baiwe, those 4 were just grunts from one local cell. Their direct contact was Xiong Batian. They didn't know anything beyond his orders. By Chushi adds, frustrated they didn't get more. I also think we might have a leak inside our own ranks. That's the only way Xiong Batian could have known our movements that precisely, she adds, sharing her suspicion. I see, Baiwe says, hands steepled under her chin, eyes closed, as if she'd already suspected as much herself. Elsewhere in Starlight City, 2 figures speak quietly in the dark. Your plunderers failed the job this time. How are you going to make this right? One of them says, voice low and rough, clearly angry. Make this right. We didn't make a single coin off this, and lost over a dozen men. How much more right do you want? The other snaps back, a member of the plunderers' organization. Not my problem. You took the job. You didn't deliver. Now you owe a penalty. Your failure has seriously disrupted our plans. Can you even cover that? The rough voice demands. Damn it. Who could have known some unknown noble brat would show up that strong? We'd have finished the job otherwise. We rarely fail like this. Fine. We'll eat the loss and pay the penalty. The plunderer concedes, reluctant but unwilling to risk burning the relationship or damaging his organization's reputation. Smart move. Be glad the higher-ups aren't pressing further. A little money lost beats losing your life, the rough voice says, half threatening, before vanishing into the night. Following Lee Dehai's directions, my carriage pulls up to the Bayajali Hotel. The place looks insane from outside, like a giant crystal tower. 8 buff doormen wait at the entrance, ready to open doors and assist guests. They lead me into the lobby, all done in black and reddish-brown, a huge round fluorite stone glowing overhead surrounded by smaller ones. Dim lighting, total Italian luxury vibe, oozing wealth. Before I even reach the front desk, the lobby manager spots me. A woman in her 30s, not exactly stunning but still elegant, dressed in sharp black professional wear, very composed presence. She's worked here over a decade, climbed from front desk clerk to lobby manager, not just through connections, but a sharp eye for reading people. She clocks me immediately as someone important. Despite my plain face, my old-fashioned Victorian-style noble outfit gives it away. Hello, I'm the lobby manager, Lu Qingyan. How can I help you today? She asks with a polite smile, already pegging me as some noble's son. Hello, Manager Lu. I'd like a room for tonight. You do have availability? I ask politely. Having the manager herself handle this is a nice touch. Of course. What kind of room were you thinking? We have standard singles, deluxe singles, business suites. And our top tier, the presidential suite. Any room comes with free access to our buffet, she explains patiently. I'll take the presidential suite, I say without hesitation, going straight for the most expensive option. The presidential suite? We only have 4 of those, and they're extremely pricey, 30 gold coins a night. Are you sure, sir? Lu Qingyan looks a little startled. Most people don't even consider that suite without thinking twice. It barely gets booked all year. Low earners can't afford it. Mid-level folks don't see the point. The genuinely rich already have private estates and don't need a hotel room. Most adventurers spend their money on gear instead of luxury lodging. Only visiting nobles or wealthy merchants on business ever book it. She's clearly trying to figure out if I just don't know the price, or if I'm actually that loaded. I'm sure. I'll book it for 3 nights. I'll be handling some business in the city, I say, pulling 90 gold coins straight from my storage and handing them over. Lu Qingyan stares at the coins, genuinely shocked I'm actually following through, and paying for 3 days up front, no less. That's roughly 15 years of an average person's income. Her hands tremble slightly as she takes the coins, feeling the unmistakable weight and magic of real gold. Of course, esteemed guest, let's get you checked in right away. May I see your ID card, please? Lu Qingyan asks, internally thrilled. A 5% commission on this would be 4.5 gold coins, basically her whole month's salary. Years of professional composure kick in to keep her steady. I hand over my ID card as requested. A mithril card. B rank or higher. Lu Qingyan's composure completely breaks, letting out an audible gasp. Not surprising, B rank fighters are considered top tier in this world. Power matters more than anything here, and seeing someone this young already at this level means my potential is basically limitless. Ahem, she catches herself, blushing, clearing her throat strategically. Esteemed guest, allow me to show you to your room. Please follow me, she says, composed again, her tone now noticeably more respectful. She leads me to the floating elevator, fast and direct, no stops. Clearly, a V only lifts straight to the 50th floor. When we step into the presidential suite, I'm honestly floored. Over 600 square meters, with a living room, master bedroom, secondary bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, dining room, lounge, and study. Genuine leather sofas, marble-style conference tables, fluorite chandeliers, all classic Italian elegance. Pure opulence. Esteemed guest, allow me to walk you through the amenities, Lu Qingyan says, smiling at my obviously stunned reaction. like a sheltered noble's kid seeing the city for the first time. She explains why this suite costs what it does. First, the furnishings. The living room sofa is made from B-rank earth dragon hide, known for relieving fatigue fast, ridiculously expensive material. The conference table is carved from premium golden Manhwa wood, lavish and grand. Second, comfort. The bedroom and living room have something like air conditioning that automatically maintains the perfect temperature. The bedding is high-grade cashmere wool, incredibly soft, the part one care about most honestly, after that rough bedding back at the inn. The bathroom has a crystal-carved tub with a shower, perfect for a bath or a quick rinse, with name-brand shampoo and body wash. I'm already itching to soak in that tub. Third, the service. The kitchen's stocked with top-grade ingredients, and you can either cook yourself or call up a private chef free of charge for a custom meal. The lounge offers spa-like services too, with attendants who are apparently quite the lookers. I also pick up a fun fact. Fridges and AC units here run on something called ice marrow stone, an ice element stone that, with the right magic carving and crystal coin power, generates cooling effects. This world's elemental stones are seriously convenient, I think. Back home, a fridge needs a compressor, condenser, expansion valve, evaporator, plus refrigerant fluid, just to cool things down. Here, one rock does the whole job. Though apparently magic engraving is its own deep science here, kind of like circuit design back home. Might be worth studying properly sometime. Thank you, Manager Liu, for the thorough walkthrough, I say politely after she finishes. After nearly a decade of grinding through work, I'm finally ready to live a little. Of course, it's an honor to introduce a guest as distinguished as yourself, she says, clearing her throat a little, like the long explanation dried her out. Then she suddenly leans in close and whispers, "Sir, we also offer special services. If you're ever interested, just let me know. I'd personally arrange it for you. And if you'd specifically like me to provide that service, that's available too." I'm caught completely off guard, face burning red. What kind of bold pitch was that? Before I can even respond, she's already walking away with a smile, throwing a wink over her shoulder on the way out. I shake my head, half exasperated, half amused. Then I let go of everything else on my mind and sink fully into enjoying the luxury of my new suite. I'm running through the rain, clutching a stolen loaf of black bread against my chest. I'm wearing nothing but a torn, ragged brown cloak, like I'm fleeing something. Hunger's already worn me down. My bare feet are scraped raw on the rough alley stones, but fear keeps pushing me forward, gasping for breath. "Little brat, you're dead when I catch you." A bald, overweight man bellows from a few dozen meters back, too out of shape to actually catch up to me, just chasing and cursing the whole way. I ignore him. I know stealing is wrong, but hunger doesn't care about right and wrong. Survival instinct just takes over. This is my third year living homeless in Starlight City's residential district. There used to be relief food handed out to people like me, but ever since last month, no officials have shown up to distribute it. I've had no choice but to steal just to survive. My hood's soaked through, drooping over my eyes, blocking my view. That's why I don't see the rock under my left foot, and I trip, crashing to the ground. Pain floods through me. I try to push myself back up, but a heavy boot slams into my back from behind. I cry out weakly, collapsing flat on the ground. The bread slips from my grip, falling in front of me, rain pelting against it. Watching it get soaked, something in me just gives up. I'm so tired of living like this. Run. Go ahead, run. Little thief, stealing my bread. I'll break your legs so you can never run again. The man wheezes, gloating over me, furious. He crouches down and grabs me roughly by the arm, curious who's been giving him this much trouble. My hood slips off as he yanks me up, revealing my long white hair. He studies my face closely. White hair, white brows, white lashes, delicate features under all the dirt and exhaustion, still beautiful despite everything, like snow dusted with grime. Heh, well look at this, a girl. And already this pretty. Imagine what you'll look like grown up, he says, his anger shifting into something far more disturbing. His eyes crawl over me with a sickening hunger, even though I'm clearly still a child. Bad kids need punishment. Once you've taken your punishment, I'll even give you that bread back, he leers. He reaches out and tears my cloak apart. My body's completely exposed now, thin and just barely starting to develop. and the sight only feeds his twisted desire further. I stare up at the cloudy sky, blurry-eyed, like even the heavens are weeping for me. Something in me finally settles. I close my eyes slowly. Rain mixes with whatever's running down my face now. Tears or rain, I can't tell anymore. I stop fighting. I'm ready for whatever comes next. Years of running, years of suffering, with no hope in sight. Day after day, just barely surviving. Maybe this is finally the end of it. Just as he's about to act, a cold silver blade pierces straight through his chest from behind. His face twists in disbelief, fear flooding through him as he tries to turn and see who's there. The sword yanks back out, blood spraying from the wound, and he collapses into the pool of his own blood, completely still. I stare at what just happened, frozen, a few drops of his blood landing on my face. As his massive body slumps to the ground, the person behind him comes into view. A girl holding the sword, younger looking than me even, expression calm and unreadable, like still water. "Are you all right?" she asks gently. I'm fine. Thank you," I say, collapsed on the ground, looking up at her. Her short golden hair catches the light beautifully, like a ray of sunshine breaking through. "Slow down. I could barely keep up with you. Why'd you just bolt like that? Look, you're soaked," another girl calls out, jogging over with an umbrella, breathless. Blue twin-tail ponytails, clearly trying to catch up. "Sorry, had to move fast," the sword-wielding girl says, a little apologetic. "Oh my, what happened here?" the umbrella girl gasps, taking in the dead man and the ragged white-haired girl, quickly piecing it together. "Not sure exactly. I just saw this man trying to assault her and stopped him. Still need the full story," the sword girl says, shaking her head softly. "What a monster, doing that to a child. He had it coming. Though, as usual, zero tolerance for evil from you. Straight to the kill," the umbrella girl mutters, cursing the corpse while teasing her friend lightly. "We're students from Starlight First Academy. Can you tell us what happened?" the sword girl asks, looking down at me, curious. I avoid her eyes, ashamed, like a kid caught doing something wrong. After a long pause, I finally explain. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to steal. I was just so hungry I couldn't take it anymore. I've been homeless here for 3 years. There used to be a relief station handing out food daily, but it stopped last month. People have already started starving," I say, voice shaking. "The man on the ground owns a bakery in the residential district. He caught me stealing a loaf of bread today, and this happened," I say, head down, eyes welling up. "This isn't your fault. The fault lies with the city's failure to manage this properly. I apologize on behalf of Starlight City," the sword girl says, crouching down, gently patting my head. Her warmth seeps through, and I finally stop crying. It really is on the city for dropping the ball here. Though honestly, the city's huge, the nights are understaffed, mistakes happen. Most strong people choose to be adventurers instead, way better pay than knighthood. The umbrella girl sighs, shaking her head. "I see. I'll need to tell father we should raise knight pay to attract better recruits," the sword girl says, thinking it over. "And I'm guessing someone's been pocketing the relief food funds this past month. That needs investigating," the umbrella girl adds. The sword girl nods, agreeing, then turns back to me gently. "Hello, let me introduce myself. I'm Bai Yu, daughter of Bai Wuya, Lord of Starlight City. I'll make sure my father hears about what's happening in the residential district, so this never happens again." "What's your name?" she asks me. I don't have one. I've been homeless as long as I can remember. I used to travel with my grandmother, but she died when our last city fell to war, and I followed the refugees here to Starlight City," I say, voice trembling. Baiwa listens, clearly moved by my story, falling quiet for a moment. Then she stands firm, decision made. "Will you come with me?" she asks, standing up, extending her hand. I can." Tears pour down my face. The rain stopped now, and a beam of sunlight breaks through, landing right on me, like hope itself reaching into my chest. "Of course you can," Baiwa says warmly. "But first, I need to give you a name. Can't have you going around without one." Bai Chushi. How does that sound? You'll carry the Bai name with me, and Chushi means first light. I hope it means your life starts fresh from here, full of hope, heading towards something bright. What do you think? Baiwei asks, waiting patiently for my answer. Bai Chushi. I get to have a name. It's a beautiful name, I whisper, a smile breaking through for the first time in years. I lift my trembling hand and place it in hers. I'd be honored, Lady Baiwe. I jolt awake suddenly, gasping for air. I'm back in my office at the Knight's headquarters. I stayed up all night investigating the Lingling incident yesterday and must have passed out at my desk from exhaustion. I press a hand to my forehead, my head pounding from the lack of sleep. But there's no time to dwell on it. Not with Baiwe counting on me, not with the Knights counting on me. After a quick wash-up, I get straight back to work for the day ahead. Midday sunlight pours over Starlight City, warming the streets, buildings, and farmland below. I'm sprawled out in my luxurious bed, yawning, slowly pulling back the high-end cashmere blanket and sitting up. Best sleep I've had since arriving here. The wool blanket and silk pillows finally washed away yesterday's exhaustion. I'm not usually one to sleep in, but this is my first time in a bed this good, so I let myself linger a little longer than usual. Whoa, slept all the way to noon. Can't blame me. This bed is just too comfortable. Presidential suite really does deliver on every front, I say, genuinely impressed. After a long stretch, I get up, change out of the hotel's expensive silk pajamas into another one of my Victorian outfits, freshen up quickly, and head to the kitchen for something to eat. I grab canned beef, a few slices of toast, and some milk, nothing fancy. I could call up a chef for a full gourmet lunch, but that takes time, and I've got plans today. Plenty of time for luxury meals later. Was thinking about hitting the Adventurers Guild today, registering, maybe checking out a dungeon. But honestly, I'd rather do something I never got to do back home first. Guild can wait until tomorrow, I think with a grin. Today, I'm going shopping. Full revenge spending mode, making up for every regret from my old life. Originally, I planned to keep a low profile here. But after seeing all those towering buildings yesterday, the whole, humble traveler, plan went out the window. This world has malls, hotels, plazas, entertainment districts, everything. I just can't resist the temptation. Screw staying low-key. I'm rich now. I crossed into another world. Time to actually enjoy it. Treat myself first, figure the rest out later. This canned beef is decent. Toast's fine too, though nothing compares to the steak and lobster the chef made yesterday. Apparently, that steak came from a small country called Sakura Kingdom. They raised this unique monster called the Blessed Cow. Only E-rank, but incredibly tender meat, super pricey too. That one cut cost a full gold coin on the market. I'll just call the chef up for dinner tonight, I think, while finishing lunch. After eating, I pull out my sword, Qianjiao, from storage. It's not dull anymore, now glowing faintly silver. Thanks to Baiue's tip yesterday, I researched how to charge weapons and slotted a platinum coin into the gap on the hilt. The moment I did, the gap sealed itself shut, completely vanished. Did some testing yesterday. The slot opens back up if you want to add or remove coins. Charged weapons just feel different, more powerful in hand. Skills come out easier too, I think, recalling yesterday's experiments. Apparently armor works the same way. I check myself out in the mirror, definitely more handsome than before I crossed over. After a quick self-admiring moment, I tidy up and head out. I take the VIP elevator down to the lobby, just in time to catch Lu Qingyan scolding a front desk girl pretty harshly, the girl shrinking under the lecture, too scared to even look up. I can't help but smirk a little, quite the contrast from her sweet, polished act yesterday. She notices someone watching, turns around, sees it's me, and immediately drops the scolding, hurrying over. Esteemed guest, you should have let us know you were heading down. We usually send staff up to assist guests in the presidential suite with getting ready. Are you heading out? She asks politely. Huh, no need. I'm used to handling that myself. Actually, I wanted to ask, where's good for shopping around here? I ask, scratching my head with a smile. Shopping malls. Starlight City has plenty, all different sizes. But honestly, for someone of your standing, only the Wanlu City Mall really suits you. It's an international chain brand. Only mid to high-end stores get in, and it's the biggest, most luxurious mall in the whole city. Prices aren't cheap, but I imagine that's no issue for you, Lu Qingyan says, thinking it over carefully. Great, I'll head there then. Thanks, Manager Lu, I say, barely containing my excitement, ready to shop like there's no tomorrow. Esteemed guest, allow me to arrange a carriage for you, she offers, eager to do something nice and leave a good impression on someone clearly important. Sure, appreciate it, I say, not bothering to decline since I was heading there by carriage anyway. Lu Qingyan practically lights up at my answer. She arranges a carriage just as fancy as Baiju's, this one entirely gold-colored, dazzling, and luxurious. I ride through the streets in my golden carriage, though people barely glance at it. Guess fancy carriages aren't that rare with all the important people running around this city. About 10 minutes later, we arrive at Wanlu City. The exterior is all glass paneling and silver-gray metal, screaming wealth. The mall itself is only 10 stories, but covers a massive 50,000 square meters, with 4 main entrances and 16 side doors. I'm standing at entrance number 1, a crystal deer head logo mounted above it. The building genuinely impresses me, easily on par with a major mall back home. The driver confirms a pickup time with me, then heads off to wait at the parking area. I rush inside, practically giddy. Gold marble-style flooring, gold and silver storefronts everywhere, glowing fluorite lighting overhead. The whole place radiates luxury. The place is packed with shoppers, but it's so spacious it doesn't feel crowded at all. Apparently, this mall sells almost everything except weapons, armor, and certain magic items, daily goods, furniture, clothes, food, all of it. Standing in this massive mall, I honestly don't even know where to start. I decide to just wander and shop as I go. Floors 1 and 2 are clothing, perfect timing since I really do need new outfits. Can't keep wearing this overly fancy Victorian look everywhere. It draws too much attention. I want something more modern. After asking a staff member about brands, I learn one of the top labels here is called Chanel, and there's actually a boutique right in this mall. With that info in hand, I head straight for it. The Chanel store manager turns out to be a sharp-eyed veteran salesman, around 40, lean build, gold-rimmed glasses, a thin mustache. Years in the clothing business have made him an expert at sizing up a customer's wealth just from their clothes and vibe, honestly sharper than even Lu Qingyan at the hotel. He glances around his nearly empty store, clearly disappointed. Sales have been brutal this month. Chanel's prices scare off most regular people, and rich adventurers usually blow their money on gear and potions instead of fashion. New high-end competitors opening up haven't helped either. Right as he's sighing over his numbers, he spots me walking in, decked out in fancy noble clothes, wide-eyed and excited. He immediately pegs me as new money, probably good for at least 2 outfits. Today's quota might just ride on this guy, he thinks, scrambling over to greet me. Hello, esteemed guest. I'm Huang Jingming, manager of this store. How can I help you today? He says, all smiles, that practiced professional charm in full effect. Hello, I'd like to buy a few outfits. Any recommendations? I ask. Honestly impressed, he rushed over this fast, real dedication. Walking in, I half expected the cliché scene, snobbish staff judging me, other customers mocking me, then me buying everything to shut them up. Turns out this world's people aren't that dramatic. In fact, they're pretty classy. A few strangers in the store even smile and nod at me as I walk past. Guess I had the wrong idea about this place. I think, slightly amused at myself. Definitely have recommendations. What's your budget looking like? Our store breaks into tiers. Standard pieces start around 3 gold coins. Decent materials for the price point. Premium pieces start at 20 gold coins, using the finest fabrics available. Which tier interests you? Huang Jingming says, stroking his mustache. Honestly, I don't know much about clothes. Mind giving me a crash course? I ask, scratching my head. Back home, I mostly wore cheap synthetic stuff, polyester and the like. Never really got into wool or cashmere territory. Of course, let's start with fabric. That's what really drives price and comfort. Generally, the better the material, the more comfortable and the pricier it gets, he explains patiently. Fabric breaks into 4 tiers. Lowest is rough linen, cheap and durable, but uncomfortable, mostly for commoners. Third tier is plain cotton, decent comfort, mid-range price, good value, popular with commoners and regular adventurers. Second tier is wool, rabbit fur, fine linen, pricier but much more comfortable, the go-to for wealthy merchants and high-rank adventurers. Top tier is cashmere, silk, plush cotton blends, extremely expensive but the most comfortable by far, usually reserved for nobility. We only carry second and top tier here. Which level were you thinking? Any particular style? He finishes, hands clasped together, smiling pleasantly. Thanks for the breakdown. That helps. I'll go top tier. Not sure about style. Just give me a bit of everything. Actually, you know what? Just give me your most expensive outfits in stock, all of them. Set that up for me, I say, doing my best impression of casual confidence while internally screaming with excitement. I've waited my whole life to say something like that. What? Ahem. Of course, esteemed guest. Please have a seat. I'll get my team on it immediately, Huang Jingming says, momentarily stunned, quickly composing himself into full professional mode. Sure. Thanks, I say, smiling. No trouble at all. It's my honor to serve you. Would you like something to drink or a snack while you wait? I'll arrange it right away, he says, practically gushing. No snacks, just a coffee, sugar, and milk, I say, settling into the seat. Right away. Changzi, get the coffee going now. Huang Jingming barks at his staff, barely containing his excitement. This is way beyond what he expected. He figured I'd buy maybe 2 standard outfits for around 10 gold coins. Instead, I'm buying the priciest stuff in the store outright. If this sale goes through, his year-end numbers are basically guaranteed, maybe even doubled. He starts looking at me like I'm a literal treasure, eyes practically gleaming with possessiveness. I notice the slightly intense way he's staring and get a small chill. This guy better not have a thing for me. Gonna keep some distance just in case, I think, mildly alarmed. Soon his staff bring out several outfits, mostly British-style suits and dress shirts, with 1 or 2 casual Korean-style sets, t-shirts and jeans. These are our top-tier pieces, around 30 gold coins each, made from rainbow sheep cashmere and ice marrow silkworm silk, incredibly soft, climate-adaptive, and durable. Both materials need very specific environments to produce, extremely rare, hence the price, Huang Jingming explains enthusiastically. These were all pulled in your exact size. Feel free to try them on, he says, smiling. Years in the business have basically turned him into a walking body scanner. He can eyeball someone's measurements instantly. No need, I trust your eye. Could you also pick out a few more casual outfits for me? I say, not wanting to bother with fitting rooms. Also, I'd like to buy a storage bag. You sell those here, right? I saw Bai Chushi and Li Dahai use something similar yesterday. Figured a magic bag would be useful. Since pulling coins straight from my system storage only works if I pretend to grab them from a pocket, won't work for bigger items. Of course, I'll have someone gather options. By storage bag, you mean a storage pouch, correct? We carry shoulder bags, waist pouches, and backpacks, all different capacities. Any preferences? Huang Jingming asks, practically vibrating with excitement at the upsell. I want something comfortable on the body, won't get in the way if I need to fight. And space-wise, bigger is always better, I say, thinking it over. Got it, I'll grab one right away, he says, hurrying off happily. Bigger capacity means bigger price tag for him. He returns shortly with a white waist pouch about the size of 2 palms, marked with a fancy XX logo. This pouch is lined inside with 8-horned goat leather, outer shell made from earth dragon hide. Capacity is about 1,000 cubic meters, divided into 100 separate compartments for organization. The earth dragon leather minimizes friction against your body, super comfortable, won't interfere with combat at all, and you can wear armor over it without issue. The opening adjusts smoothly too, no awkward bulk, he explains carefully. He's not exaggerating either. This pouch really is top tier. Most storage items in this world use multi-horned goat leather, which has a rare space-expanding property, enhanced further with magic engraving. There are tiers: E-rank 4-horned goats, D-rank 6-horned goats, C-rank 8-horned goats. Higher rank means stronger space capacity. This particular pouch, made from 8-horned goat leather, holds 1,000 cubic meters. A 6-horned version of the same size would only hold 100. 4-horned, just 10. The price gap between tiers is nearly tenfold each step up. Earth dragons, meanwhile, are B-rank monsters, incredibly powerful and nearly impossible to tame or farm. Their outer hide makes great armor material, while the inner hide, soft yet tough, is prized for furniture and luxury clothing. This pouch's exterior uses that inner hide, hence the steep price. All right, I'll take it, I say flatly, no hesitation, internally thrilled. Esteemed guest, just to confirm, this pouch is actually our store's signature item, quite expensive, 3 platinum coins. Would you like a moment to think it over? Huang Jingming asks, a little surprised I didn't even blink at the price. To be fair, 3 platinum coins could buy 2 pieces of C-rank gear instead, Way better value if pure stats are the goal. No need. I'll take it as is. Also, go ahead and total everything up for me, I say, savoring the moment. This is exactly the rich guy fantasy I've been chasing. Of course, including the casual outfits you picked, that's 88 pieces total, 30 platinum coins altogether. I'll give you a 5% discount, bringing it to 28 platinum coins and 50 gold coins, Huang Jingming says, eyes practically sparkling with joy. Sure, here's 30 platinum coins, keep the change, I say, pulling the coins from my storage while pretending to grab them from my pocket, handing them over to a thoroughly delighted Huang Jingming. Surrounded by stunned staff and customers, Huang Jingming packs everything I bought into the storage pouch and hands it over with a respectful bow. Apparently nobody's ever bought this much from this store in one go. Esteemed guest, everything's packed up. Anything else I can help with? He asks, stroking his mustache, eyes gleaming. I'm basically his lucky break today. He'd do almost anything I asked at this point. Yeah, actually, I still need shoes, daily essentials, communication scrolls, that kind of stuff. Any recommendations? I ask. After spending this much in his store, I figure he's not about to rip me off. Shoes, we sell those too. There's a Chanel shoe boutique right across from here. I can personally walk you over. For everything else, this mall's got it all. I'd recommend a few specific shops, and if you want, I'll guide you the whole way. I know basically every shop owner here personally. You won't get ripped off, he says, pointing across the way. Sure, lead the way, I say, happy to take the guided tour. Saves me time, and I can pick his brain on products along the way. With Huang Jingming as my personal guide, I basically clean out half the mall. Store owners everywhere react with a mix of shock and delight as I buy up huge stacks of merchandise. Total haul of the century. Along the way, I learn a lot. This world apparently has no synthetic fibers or synthetic rubber. Everything's natural. Their chemistry knowledge isn't advanced like back home. What they call alchemy fills that role instead. The shoes I bought use rubber tapped from golden rubber trees, and the leather upper comes from red crocodile, monster hide, both premium materials. For food, I stock up on canned beef, canned rabbit, bread, canned fruits and vegetables, anything shelf-stable. For daily essentials, water pouches, portable fluorite lanterns, tissues, shampoo, body wash, tints, sleeping bags, all stuff I'll need eventually for dungeon exploring. I also buy a stack of communication scrolls in different ranges, short, 10 kilometers, medium, 100 kilometers, long, 1,000 kilometers, extreme long, 5,000 kilometers, and unlimited range, anywhere in this world. Short range only. Costs 1 silver coin, but unlimited range goes for a full platinum coin each. Only 10 left in the entire mall, all strategically valuable, and I buy every single one. Once I've bought everything on my list, I leave Wanlu City under a wave of stunned stares, heading back to the hotel by carriage. Whoops, got a little carried away there. Years of scraping by. I guess today's payback was bound to happen eventually. Felt pretty good though. Maybe I should tone it down next time, drawing a bit too much attention, I think, slightly self-conscious in the carriage. Today's spree probably looked like a raid happened. Back at the Knight's headquarters, Bai West sits at her desk, head in her hand, working through stacks of paperwork. The Knights handle a huge volume of daily business, usually split between the Knight Commander and Lon Kiki, but the Commander's away exploring a dungeon with the City Lord, and Lon Keek's busy training the new recruit, Lingling. So all of it's fallen on Baiwei alone today. Lady Baiwei, are you busy? A knock comes at the door. That's Chushi. Come in, Baiwei says, sighing, brushing back a stray strand of hair. The full day of paperwork is wearing her down. Lady Baiwei, you've worked all day without even eating lunch. It's almost dinner time. Maybe take a break, Bai Chushi says, a little worried seeing her exhausted. It's fine. Dinner can wait a little longer. I'm almost through these, Baiwei replies, declining gently. Chushi, how's the investigation going? Baiwei asks. Lady Baiwei, Lon Kiki has narrowed down a few suspects, but nothing confirmed yet. She also believes this attack wasn't a simple isolated incident. There's likely a bigger plot behind it. Just not enough leads to dig further right now, Bai Chushi reports. I see. Keek's working hard. For now, let's just increase patrols, Baiwei says calmly. Lon Kiki, despite her playful personality, is the brains of the Knights, serving as chief strategist and intelligence analyst, technically the third highest authority in the organization. Is Kiki still training the new recruit? Lingling, Baiwe asks, setting down her pen. Yes, Lady Baiwe. Special training. Lingling was so confident yesterday, saying she'd breeze through everything. Now she's crying her way through laps on the training field. Lan Kiki won't let her eat until she finishes 10 kilometers, Bai Chushi says with a small laugh, having just visited the training grounds herself, a little sympathetic for the new recruit. Keeks relaxed off duty, but always serious about the work, Baiwe says, equally amused. And the investigation into Mr. Sudong, Baiwe asks next. Our intelligence team tailed him today, nothing suspicious so far. He's clearly not connected to the attack. Though apparently after getting his ID card yesterday, he checked into the presidential suite at the Bayajali Hotel, and today he went shopping at Wanlu City and basically bought out half the mall. Looks like he's just here on vacation, Bai Chushi reports. What did he buy? Baiwe asks, a little curious. Mostly food, clothes, daily essentials, communication scrolls, some magic items. Oh, and apparently face masks, deodorant, even nose hair scissors. No idea why he needed those. Word is he spent at least 1 radiant coin total. Wanlu City's entire yearly revenue is only about 60 radiant coins, Bai Chushi says, a little exasperated. Baiwe falls silent for a moment, genuinely speechless at the report. What an interesting man, she finally says quietly. Given everything, even though his background's still a mystery, his actions and Lingling's vouching for him make it clear he means the knights no harm. Someone with his talent, we should try to recruit him properly, Baiwe says, brushing back her hair again. Lady Baiwe, he's B rank, sure, a genuine talent, but compared to you he's still a step behind, and we have other prodigies in the knights stronger than him too. Why are you so focused on him specifically? Bai Chushi asks, a little confused. Su Dong is talented, sure, but not extraordinary by the knight's standards, and Baiwe seems unusually invested in him. Chushi, I just have a feeling there's more to Mr. Su Dong than meets the eye. Can't really explain it, just instinct, Baiwe says. Ever since seeing his absurd skill count, something about him stuck with her. Of course, due to her promise, she hasn't shared his actual ID details with anyone, not even Bai Chushi. If you'd like, I can go invite him to join properly tomorrow, Bai Chushi offers, supporting the idea of recruiting him regardless, both for his B-rank power and her own gratitude toward him for saving her life. No need yet. I doubt he'd accept easily. If we do extend the offer, I'll go myself, shows more sincerity from the knights, Baiwe says, shaking her head gently. Somewhere in Moonstar Forest, a shadowy figure stands beneath the moonlight. Another figure rushes up, kneeling on one knee. Lord Yangjing, everything is in place. Good. Have you located the Forest King? Yangjing asks, voice low and rough. My lord, we've got the general location. Pinpointing it exactly will take a little more time, the kneeling figure reports. Move faster. You have one more day. Fail again, and you'll answer with your heads. This plan cannot suffer another mistake. Report back the moment you find it, Yang Jing says coldly, clearly irritated. Su Dong's unexpected interference has thrown his plans off slightly. Understood, the figure says, trembling, before rising and leaving. From what we've gathered, his identity's still unclear, but his powers around B rank shouldn't be a real threat. Still, to be safe, I'll request more manpower from above, Yang Jing mutters to himself in the moonlight, then pulls out a communication scroll, sending word to someone unseen. Back at the hotel, I find Lu Qingyan in the middle of breaking up an argument between two guests, some minor collision that almost turned physical. She manages to calm them both down, and as she sighs in relief, she spots me watching nearby. Esteemed guest, you're back. Sorry you had to see that. This happens occasionally. Glad it didn't escalate, she says, a little embarrassed. It's fine, Manager Lu. Got a minute? I'd like to chat in my room, I say with a casual smile. Oh, so you finally made up your mind? Though, isn't this timing a bit early? Maybe after dinner? Though, if you'd rather now, that's fine too, Lu Qingyan says, blushing slightly, clearly misreading the invitation. No, that's not what I meant. Let me explain, I say, embarrassed, realizing exactly where her mind went. Oh, is it because I'm too old for your taste? I could arrange someone younger, if you'd prefer, she says, looking a little disappointed. To be fair, this misunderstanding makes sense here. This world has a less than classy custom tied to dungeon culture. Power equals wealth, and women without combat strength sometimes turn to certain services for quick money, especially since their clients tend to be the powerful. Some countries even made it fully legal. The Holy Kingdom hasn't, due to public opposition, but places like this hotel have enough pull with officials that it quietly goes on anyway, as long as nothing's forced. Seriously, that's not it, Manager Liu. I just have some questions for you. Can't really talk in the lobby, so I wanted you to come up, I say, a little exasperated. Oh, is that really all? Ahem, understood. I'll head up with you, she says, clearing her throat. Just call me Su Dong, by the way, I say, relieved she's finally back to normal. We head up to my suite and sit on the living room sofa. What did you want to know, Mr. Su Dong? She asks, curious. I wanted to ask about the knights, and Captain Baiwa specifically. Whatever you know, I say. I noticed someone tailing me earlier today, figured it was the knights, just not sure why. Lu Qingyin's worked here for years, she might know something. Oh, that's all. I only know what's common knowledge though, she says. The knights mainly handle city security and defense. They're known for fairness, fighting crime, protecting citizens, very well respected publicly. As for Lady Baiwa, she really embodies everything the knights stand for. Incredibly strong, but never condescending, kind to ordinary people, looks after her subordinates, and shows zero mercy to wrongdoers. She also pushed the Lord to build an orphanage, sheltering children displaced by war who couldn't survive alone. Most of those kids, once grown and gifted, chose to repay the debt by joining the knights instead of becoming adventurers. Lady Baiwa's sincerity and strength have made her incredibly beloved by the public, honestly more respected than even her older brother, by Fuguang. I've also heard she donates her own salary to the orphanage every month. Truly selfless, Lu Qingyan says, genuine admiration in her voice as she explains it all. Sounds like Captain Baiwa really cares about the people. I say, my opinion of her shooting even higher after hearing all that. I also conclude the knights tailing me probably wasn't malicious, easing my guard a little. Oh, could it be Mr. Su Dong has taken an interest in Lady Baiwa? Lu Qingyan asks, catching on, teasing me with a sly grin. And no, that's not it. I'm just curious, that's all. Let me explain, I stammer, caught off guard since she nailed it exactly. Though honestly, my main reason for asking was about the tailing thing. Mr. Su Dong, I'd suggest you don't get any ideas about pursuing Lady Baiwa though. She's exceptional, plenty of suitors, all impressive people in their own right. Actually, the Lord's been trying to set her up with Chun Maju, son of the Ice Snow City Lord, for a while now. Chun Maju's a genius in his own right, talent on par with hers. She's just kept putting it off, claiming work's too busy. Mr. Su Dong, chasing after Lady Baiwa could get you hurt, even pull you into political conflict. So please think it through carefully, Lu Qingyan says, dropping the teasing tone, serious now. Understood. Thank you for the heads up, and for everything you shared today, I say, my voice steady. I have to admit, I'm drawn to Baiwa. In looks and personality, she checks every box for me. But I can't act on it. Not out of fear of competition, but because I'd be wasting someone that good on me. I'm not staying here forever. I have to go home eventually. I can't take that step. Mr. Su Dong, I hope this helps. If there's nothing else, I should get going, Lu Qingyan says, standing up, getting late. She's got more work to handle. Manager Lu, want to stay for a quick meal? I offer politely. Feels rude letting her leave after sharing all this. No need. Thank you, Mr. Su Dong. I've got other things to handle. If you really want to thank me, just send some friends my way to boost my numbers next time, she says with a small smile, sensing I probably want some time alone now too. Will do, definitely, I say sincerely. After she leaves, I sit alone on the couch, thinking things over. You have received a message from IDXXXX. Name, by you. View now. A notification suddenly pops up on my panel, snapping me out of it. View. I think. Honestly, didn't expect my first message from a woman to happen in another world. Can't help feeling a little pleased about it. So this is what it feels like getting a message from someone you're into. I think, secretly thrilled. No idea what she wants yet, but it's a nice feeling regardless. Mr. Su Dong, would you have time tomorrow morning? There's something I'd like to discuss with you, her message reads. I pull out the medium-range communication scroll I bought earlier from Wanlu City. Never tried it before. Perfect chance to test it. Use, I think. The scroll glows faintly gold, and a prompt appears. Recipient. Message. Recipient. By you. ID. XXXXX. Message. Free. I fill it in just by thinking. Simple enough. After way too much deliberation, I send back exactly 2 words. A reply comes quickly. Great. Let's meet tomorrow morning at Sangbak Coffee. Location. XXXX. I send back. Sounds good. Honestly curious what she wants to talk about. Could Baiwa actually be into me? Huh. Guess I've still got it. I think, briefly letting my imagination run wild, before quickly reeling myself back in. The next morning, I get up, shower, and pick out a Korean-style casual outfit. White t-shirt, black slacks, gray canvas shoes. First, date. With someone I'm actually into. Even if it's another world, I want to look good. Checking myself in the mirror, I almost see my old college self staring back, full of energy, before adulthood slowly wore that down. Funny how crossing into another world brought a piece of that back. Kind of nice, honestly. After breakfast, I take a carriage to Sangbak Coffee, an upscale international chain catering to wealthy clientele, so it's never too crowded. I'm waiting outside when a woman approaches. Black hoodie, blue jeans, sunglasses, mask, hood up, completely covered. Can't see her face at all, but the casual outfit can't hide an incredible figure. Definitely catches my attention. Mr. Sudong, sorry to keep you waiting, she says. Oh, Captain Baiwa, that's you. Huh. Sorry, didn't recognize you in that, I say, snapping out of my staring, a little embarrassed. My apologies, I rarely dress like this, just needed to stay low-key today. Let's head inside, she says. She usually wears formal wear or her knight armor, both of which hide her figure pretty well. Today's outfit shows a little more, no wonder I got distracted. Sure, let's go, I say. We get a private room inside. Minimum order here runs over 10 silver coins, so not many people splurge on it. What can I get you? The server asks, handing us menus. I scan the prices. Blue Mountain Coffee, 298 copper coins. Snow Frost Coffee, 598 copper coins. Black Volcano Latte, 698 copper coins. Honestly pricey stuff, probably several hundred yuan a cup back home. Though at this point, that's basically pocket change for me. I'll have a Snow Frost Coffee, Baiwa says without even checking the menu. Clearly a regular here. This is her usual order. I'll have the same. Thanks, I say. I don't really drink coffee, no idea what to pick, so I just match her, plus it's a nice way to learn her taste. The server jots it down and leaves. Mr. Sudong, you look unusually sharp today. Your noble outfit suits you, but honestly, this look fits you better, Baiwa says, starting the conversation. Thanks. You look way better dressed casual too. Your usual formal wear kind of hides your style, I say, returning the compliment. Thank you. Though, Mr. Sudong, did you not sleep well last night? You look a little tired, she says, noticing the faint shadows under my eyes from last night's excitement. I'm fine. Just stayed up a bit late thinking about some stuff, I say, scratching my head. The server returns with our coffees. Once we're alone again, Baiwa removes her sunglasses, mask, and hood, golden hair spilling down her shoulders, shimmering like starlight. She lifts her cup gracefully, eyes closing as her lips touch the rim. I'm completely captivated watching her drink, her long lashes, delicate lips. Every detail just pulls me in. Mr. Sudong, aren't you going to try yours? She asks, catching me staring after her first sip. Oh, right. Let me try, I say, snapping back, taking a sip. Surprisingly good. She notices my flustered reaction and quietly suppresses a laugh. So, Captain Baiwa, what did you want to talk about today? I ask after finishing my coffee. First, I want to apologize for having you tailed yesterday. It was necessary precaution on our part, she says, openly admitting it. It's fine. I noticed pretty quickly anyway. Just doing your job. No hard feelings, I say with an easy smile. My heightened senses from my stats made it obvious from the start. Apologies regardless. Second reason for today, I wanted to formally invite you to join the Knights. I can push for better terms, possibly even captain rank, with a new 7th squad created just for you. Would you consider it? She says, finally getting to the point. I appreciate the offer, Captain Baiwa. I've heard nothing but good things about the Knights, a real public service kind of organization. It's an honor to even be asked, but I have my own matters to handle. I'm sorry, I'll have to decline, I say, turning her down. I'm still fundamentally an ordinary guy at heart, not into fighting and killing. Joining the Knights would mean more confrontations with criminals down the line, and I'm still not over the guilt from my first kill. Not ready for round 2 yet. I see. That's disappointing. Since you're not interested, I won't push further. Though I heard you're interested in becoming an adventurer, may I ask why? She asks, sighing softly. To challenge dungeons, obviously, I answer. You don't necessarily need to be an adventurer for that. At least, not yet, Baiwe explains, a little curious how I trained to get this strong without knowing such basic facts about dungeons. Wait, really? I assumed you had to be an adventurer first, I say, a little embarrassed. Years of games and novels had me assuming adventurer status was a prerequisite. That's not quite accurate. Adventurers can access dungeons in any country, but non-adventurers can still challenge dungeons within their own country, as long as their power is sufficient. The knights themselves aren't adventurers, but we train in the kingdom's dungeons regularly, she explains, shaking her head. Huh. So what's the actual point of being an adventurer then? I ask, more confused now. By her explanation, adventurers don't even sound necessary. Let me clarify. Adventurers can enter dungeons in any nation. That's a rule set by the gods. They also earn 50% more rewards from kills compared to non-adventurers. But non-adventurers get a safety net. If they're about to die in a dungeon, they're automatically teleported back to safety, immune to that fatal hit, though this only works once per month. So becoming an adventurer means bigger rewards, but you give up that one safety net. Much higher risk overall, she explains patiently. I see. So are the dungeons different for adventurers versus non-adventurers? I ask, more questions piling up, concepts my game never had. It only had a lobby screen and dungeons. They're different. Dungeons are trial grounds created by the gods, essentially separate realms. Adventurers and non-adventurers can't even team up to enter together, supposedly because they're sent to different dungeons entirely. The teleport circle only takes 8 people at a time, and the destination's random. No adventurer and non-adventurer have ever reported crossing paths inside, she says, taking another sip. What about nationality? Does that stay intact after becoming an adventurer? I keep asking. Yes, but adventurers are treated as a third-party faction, status-wise. They can't participate in wars between nations. Doing so permanently strips their adventurer status and citizenship. No nation, no dungeon access ever again. Though if your own country is invaded, you can respond to the call for defense, and you can also accept defense contracts from other countries. Apparently, these restrictions exist partly so humans don't slaughter each other over profit, and partly to protect weaker nations, Baiwe explains, expressionless as always. I sit there processing all this, hand on my chin. That's a lot of new information. Gods exist here, with actual rules governing everything. Plenty more questions on my mind, but I decide not to dump them all at once. Better to digest this first and ask more later. Are you challenging dungeons for money or to grow stronger fast? Baiwe asks, clearly noting my shopping spree yesterday probably means money's not the motivation. Neither really. I have my own reasons, can't get into it right now, I say, shaking my head. Understood. Either way, I'd suggest holding off on becoming an adventurer for now. Challenging the kingdom's dungeons gives you protection, lowers your risk. Also, becoming an adventurer is a one-time decision. Once in, you can't easily back out. And once you leave, you can never become one again. Please think it through carefully, Baiwe advises, partly out of genuine concern, partly hoping to still recruit me into the Knights eventually, since adventurer status would close that door for good. All right, I'll hold off on becoming an adventurer for now. I'll decide after challenging the kingdom's dungeons first, I say, nodding after thinking it over. Makes sense, having one extra safety net beats having none, and adventuring can always wait. Glad to hear it. If you'd like to challenge a dungeon, just let me know, I'll arrange an escort. Baiwe says, quietly pleased, there's still a chance to recruit me after all. Sounds good, I'll take you up on that, I say with a smile. After our talk, I insist on paying the bill, and Baiwe eventually gives in. We're standing at the register together when a bright, cheerful male voice suddenly calls out from behind us. Well, isn't this Miss Baiwe?